The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
We all know January is one of the coldest months of the year, and not that cheery, fun kind of Christmas cold. Nah, just the dark, dank January cold. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is well aware of this, and that's why they're offering $40 off a furnace tune-up to keep you warm during the Minnesota cold. The last thing you want is to be huddled around an iffy space heater you bought from some shady targeted ad. Oh, and how about this? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning has now been helping Minnesotans for over 95 years. So book your appointment now at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93
Effing 20 below zero. Ain't that a kick in the ass? First day back to work, 20 below zero. Welcome to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Thanks for listening. But you know the one thing that kept my spirits up, Cubby?
What's that?
Despite the miserable weather? One thing that kept my spirits up was when I walked into the building and learned that Dana blew a tire on his way into work this morning.
That is decent comedy on a day
funny
like today.
stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Is he here yet?
Nope.
Hilarious. It gets better.
20 below.
It gets even
Dana
funnier.
blew a tire.
He blows a tire and he's not here yet.
Quite the weekend for our coworker. So yeah, we find out this morning he blows a tire.
That's great.
And there's no school bus that's going to be driving by to bring him to work because kids aren't going to school today for the most part.
They canceled.
It's too cold.
They canceled school today.
They canceled school.
Okay.
And so Dana doesn't make it to work today so far because he blows a tire on the freeway. Our boss got stuck in an elevator over the weekend.
That was funny.
Yeah, what the heck was that about?
And so
Okay, this is the first I'm hearing of this. Our program director?
our program director, and as firefighters, they're heroes. They're usually putting out fires. I mean, go west, and you've heard the stories. But they have to spend their time releasing the 93X program director from an elevator somewhere.
How did you guys find out about this? I mean, that doesn't matter. Where was he?
I don't know. So my wife just told me she's on social media, and he's on social media.
Sure.
So he posted something, and I found out too late last night to text him. But I'd love to know some more details on that. Does anybody else know what happened?
No.
Nope.
Like I said, this is the first I'm hearing about it. He survived.
Yep.
He did.
As far as
Enough
we-
so to post on social media about it.
Yeah, he made a video.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. It was just him kind of squatting down, and he's like, when he gets
he
stuck
pooping?
in an elevator. Probably.
How long was he in there? Was there any information?
No. Nope.
Nothing but fun. That's what I think of when I hear those stories. Dana, just cold as absolute balls, stranded on the side of the road this morning, dressed like a 9-year-old, I'm sure, like he always dresses, waiting for a tow truck.
I was going to say, do you guys think Dana knows how to change a tire?
Oh,
No.
God, no.
Even if he tried?
No, I mean,
No,
he-
most people don't.
he's been very clear about I doubt
Yeah.
he has a spare tire. I saw...
If he were here right now, he'd be happy to admit that he has no idea how to change a tire.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
too cold to be doing that anyway.
He had mentioned several times that he's terrible with any handy stuff. He just can't do it, right? Outside of the joke. He's very good at that from what I've heard. But, outside of that, he can't do much of anything around the house,
Why don't
etc.
can we call him real quick? Can we call him live on the radio? Would you like to try that, Josh?
I can
Yeah.
try to get a hold of
Let's
him.
try to
Give
get
him
him
a
on
shot.
there. But that
And
is
he's
the
very
kind of...
stressed.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe that's not the best idea because I bet his anxiety's through the roof.
Oh, it is.
That'll make it even more fun.
He's texting back and forth. Somebody said they passed Dana, and they had the highway helper guys there. Well, I don't think he'd be on 694 unless he's coming from his girlfriend's house or something. Yeah, so I'm not sure. But, yeah, he's been texting, like, he's freaking out that he's not here.
Oh.
Like we're going to be mad at him or something, like it's his fault.
Well, no, we're mad. Let's convince him that we're mad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice because you help remind me that I'm furious about something.
Again, this
So
is the kind of thing.
disrespectful.
This is the kind of thing that almost convinces me that there's a higher power up there somewhere when something fun like this happens. Dana's stranded on the side of the road. The coldest day in 5 years, from what I understand.
Really?
Coldest morning in 5 years. Hello, Dana on the telephone.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Sitting in my car. What
You're
are you guys
supposed to be at work.
Yeah,
I'm trying my best, okay?
Oh, well, you know what your best would have been? Making sure your car is in working order for the conditions. That would have been your best, Dana.
We're over here so far celebrating this wonderful news that on the coldest day in 5 years, you pop a tire on your way to work. What's going on? How's the process been so far? Enjoyable?
Oh, it's been lovely. Just sitting here. The funniest part about this is I think my ex-wife is going to get the bill for this tow truck that I'm waiting on because I had to call and renew a towing service. And they said, all right, so renewing on the same account for Dana and then my ex-wife's name. I said, yes, correct. She goes, all right. we will run that and we will get you updated and have the tow truck out to you soon. So I don't even have to foot the bill. I'm not upset about this.
Well, your ex-wife, who got new boobs immediately after you divorced, is wealthy. I mean, she's a lawyer. She's got the cash. She might not even notice the extra expense.
Right, kind of like how I still used her DoorDash account for like 6 to 8 months after we got divorced. Just because the same card was on file, I just didn't think to update it.
So are you currently sitting in your vehicle?
Yeah, I'm sitting in my vehicle. I was able to exit the highway off 35W. The tire obliterated. There is no semblance of even any rubber left on this thing. And you guys are absolutely correct. I was listening to the show. Good show so far.
You know what? It's one of the better ones in a while, and we can't put our finger on it.
Right.
Exactly. And you guys were absolutely correct, Josh, in that, I didn't even think to attempt to change it. Even if it was a nice spring day, I wouldn't even attempted to change the tire myself.
So,
you've been very open about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
When it gave way, you felt it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I'm laughing about it now, but it was a little nervy there because the car was swerving. There's traffic around me, but thankfully, I don't know if it's because I've seen Fast and Furious enough times where I was able to exit the highway safely.
Speaking of,
it's got to be your Fast and Furious track record that saved.
Or Mario Kart, one of the two. You know.
That's happened to me before, Dana, and it is an absolutely terrifying experience, especially when you're going like 65, 70 on the highway. It's,
right, yeah.
A lot of people can flip their car doing that, so I'm glad you're okay.
I've never.
Thank you, Ash. I'm glad somebody supports me, Ashley.
Well, I did until Nick reminded me not to. I supported you. Dana,
Fair enough.
You mentioned Fast and Furious. You are the fastest. How would I explain this? So, basically, when we leave, you get in your car and somehow you're on the road within 1 second. You get in there and I don't even know how you're able to start your car, get it in reverse that fast. I see him basically turning out the street, and that's where he's putting his seatbelt on.
Yeah, it's like one fluid motion. I'm turning the car on and reversing at the same time.
Have you ever noticed this, Nick?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Because usually you and I will sit there for a couple seconds.
When we're leaving here.
Yeah, you got to put the music on. And all that stuff. Yeah.
Finish a text or whatever it is you're doing. But watch Dana, because he gets in his car and somehow he's already turning out of the parking lot. It's the fastest I've ever seen.
I've noticed that too, Josh, because I always thought that I was pretty fast at that. And there's been times where I'm like, what? How did Dana beat me? That's impressive.
It matches his personality. Full speed ahead. Where the hell am I going?
Yes.
kind of an approach to life.
I agree. He races through life. He really does. And you know what? People are pointing out, Dana, you've been late more than Ashley this year. So, Ashley, you could tell him to suck it.
Suck it, Dana.
Yeah, that's right. We just started over the calendar.
We sure did.
So, what's the process? Are they changing? Or is the tow truck fella changing the tire for you, putting a spare on? What are you sitting there doing?
He's going to bring it to the tire shop to give me a new tire.
Is he going to drive you here, or how are you going to get here?
I'm waiting to see if my fiance wakes up. Other than that, I'll be Ubering to work if she doesn't wake up.
All right, well, take your time.
I wouldn't wake up if I was her.
Just take the day off. Flooring Smurf Jeebus wants to know, when your car got all beat up, what color shell hit it? Was it the green shell, the blue shell?
It was definitely heat-seeking red shell, without a doubt.
Oh, it's the red shell.
Dude.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Does the tow truck driver know that you're a major broadcast personality here in town?
I don't think he gives a crap.
No. Do the right thing and Tell him. Do what a lot
know
of
who I
other
am.
do what a lot of other radio personalities would do in this town. Make sure you tell them a few times.
I have a friend who he's in a business where he got a phone call from a local radio personality, and that person big-timed him huge, made sure within the first second they knew what this person did.
That's disgusting.
Oh, boy.
You know, and he's one of my better friends, and he didn't say anything about it. He calls me up and tells me, he's like, "Do you know so-and-so?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I've never met that person." He was telling me about it.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
It's the same. One of the same two people who asked for a large sum of money for a charity event a different friend was hosting.
Well, that's all very, very gross.
Sounds like a winner.
They're big time.
But Dana, thank you for this. This kick-started my Tuesday morning when I found out that you were on the side of the road in jean shorts and a Buffalo Bills jersey, I'm sure, when it's 20 below zero. That's good stuff.
Hey, it's the least I could do.
And, don't get run over or anything. Listen to the tow truck driver. They know what they're doing. Maybe you'll get here in one piece eventually.
How
I'll
cold?
do my best.
Are you freezing or what?
No, I actually wore an adult winter jacket today and not just like a hoodie. So,
Well, you're sitting in a running vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Man,
Oh, Nick just passed me a note. Is this true? Okay. He said that to stay warmer, you hook up like a garden hose to the exhaust and then put it in the
oh, boy.
Put it right in the vehicle there.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
That doesn't seem like good advice, but it'll keep you warm.
Keep us updated now as to whether or not you're showing up.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll be in touch.
We'll remember this. Thanks for letting us down.
Yeah. You will be missed.
See you, boys and girl.
Dana blew a tire on the way to work. Effing hilarious. Like I said, that almost convinces me that there's a higher power up there.
Gosh, that sucks.
Josh, were you saying you've never blown a tire?
Never once.
You've had some driving adventures, but never blown a
Yeah,
tire.
never. And I've had some really crappy cars. I've been lucky.
Yeah, I haven't done that either.
Dude.
But so he sends a photo, and, I mean, his tires are damn near bald.
Yeah, his car's on its last
His
leg.
car is he's not a car guy. He doesn't really care about it, so he doesn't spend money on it.
He doesn't take much of an interest in that type of a thing.
No, not at all.
I blew a tire once, and that was an adventure. Me and Big Al, I had this garbage pile Ford van for a couple of years when I was a young kid. Had a bed in the back, though, Cubby.
That's pretty
cool.
Woo-wee, was that nice.
sketchy.
Oh, it was.
That is pretty sketchy.
If you
It
got
was.
picked up for a first date in that, Ashley, would you get in or what would you do?
No, I would not get in.
It was a couch in the back that would fold out to a bed, kind of like the early version of a futon.
Yeah.
And so the best part about it was, I was 19, 20 years old at the time. If I went to any house party, hell, I'd just crash in my van out on the street, and I never had to drive home if I didn't want to. So Big Al and I are blasting west on 94. We're going to St. Cloud to a party with our pals before I lived up in St. Cloud. And, of course, Big Al's in the passenger seat. And we started to rattle a little bit. And I just figured, 94 was a trash scene at times, as you're heading out west up towards St. Cloud and whatnot. So I just figured we were on a rough patch of road, but it went on a little too long, And I said to Al, will you look out the passenger side window and look up to my front right tire if you can and see if it's low. I said, we're rattling like a pig here. Big Al sticks his stupid head out the window. We're going about 75 miles per hour. We're really cooking. It was a nice day, thankfully. As soon as Big Al sticks his head out the window, boom!
Oh, no.
I mean, I saw his hair blow back. And that's some bitch.
That could kill a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And of course, I did all the wrong things. All the wrong things. Josh can probably tell you, because he's such an educated guy with a solid memory and everything. What's the first thing they tell you not to do if you blow a tire?
Well, oversteer, certainly.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was stand on the friggin' brakes. Anyway, whatever. I immediately, with both feet, I'm standing on the brakes, just, That causes us to fishtail. I mean, it was very dramatic. How I didn't pinball off every other car going west on 94, I have no idea. We made it to the shoulder, slapped a spare on, and we continued with our day. But that was one of those moments where I thought, I am going to just barrel roll this sumbitch.
Especially in a bigger vehicle like that?
Yeah.
I pictured, just for a split second, I pictured Al and I in absolute pieces on the side of the road. But somehow just got lucky.
Poops in boxes, Jesus said he once blew a tire on the highway in his garbage truck, and it was scary as hell.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I don't have a name for this, but somebody else said they've also never blown a tire, but they did try some butt stuff.
Oh. Okay, thanks for that.
It can scare you. It can scare you.
I was driving down 35 one time coming back from Duluth, and I had a semi-truck right next to me blow a tire. That was the loudest thing I've heard, and it was so scary. There was just pieces everywhere, flying everywhere.
Oh, you know what it'll do?
He started to turn a little bit, and I'm like, oh, boy.
That'll part your hair for you.
Yeah.
It'll part your hair. All right, on this brutally cold morning, and, I guess we here in the great state of Minnesota, we're not the only suckers caught in this. What do they call it, Josh? The polar vortex?
I've heard that term before.
We're not the only ones caught up in this. So USA Today put together a list of 6 things you shouldn't leave in your car when it's cold as balls.
A pop.
And we've got another day or two of these. I shouldn't say of these. We've got another day or two of this before it clears on out of there. Things you shouldn't leave in your motor vehicle when it's cold as a set of balls. You said a can of pop?
Oh, yeah.
Here's what they start with. Aerosol cans. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you got some Axe body spray in there or something?
I like to keep a couple of different flavors of Axe body spray in my motor vehicle. So I should run out. Maybe when we go to commercial,
maybe
I should
go out and grab those.
If they haven't exploded yet, you're probably good.
Well, we'll see. Canned food, Josh. Do you have any Dinty Moore beef stew or anything out in the car?
No, that sounds good, but I do not.
Aerosol cans will explode if they get too cold. Canned food, the food will expand. Oh, it doesn't say that they'll explode. That'd be kind of fun if your can of SpaghettiOs just pop-ah and you're
all over the cab.
Can you imagine? Well, you know what? It probably wouldn't be too difficult to clean up if it's this cold, right?
Oh, sure, scrape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, unpleasant, but probably not the worst.
I was hoping for an exciting ending to the canned food entry here on the list of things we shouldn't keep in our car when it's colder than hell. It just says it can make the food inside expand, cause tiny cracks where bacteria gets in. None of us are afraid of bacteria anymore. So I was hoping that the can would just pop. And eggs. Don't leave eggs in the car. Uh-oh.
Oh, no, not again.
If there's 2 things I always keep in the car, it's Axe body spray and a 12-box of eggs.
Just picked them up.
Again, they won't pop either. Well, come on. Where's the fun here? Again, they come at us with this bacteria thing. If they freeze and the shells crack, they're not safe to eat. Electronics, Josh. Do you have any electronics? I'm good there.
No, I'm good. I don't have any of the. I keep really nothing in my vehicle.
All right, you're.
I take that back. I've got some headphones. I don't know if that really counts. I guess it doesn't.
No, I suppose not. They say here, like your cellular telephone, your computer, your tablet, they don't work well when they get too cold. It can damage the screen. Condensation can form inside the device. Oh, God. And then when it warms back up again, there's a short, and it electrocutes you to death.
Oh, no. Awful.
And then like, say Josh walks up and puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "Are you okay?" And then Josh gets electrocuted. And then I walk up and I try to hug Josh to say goodbye because he's dying from electrocution. And then I get electrocuted.
Everybody's dead.
Medication time, gentlemen. Medication time. What movie? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. They say don't keep your medicine in the car when it's crazy cold. Things like insulin become unstable when they're... Anybody here on insulin?
No.
No. But
hopefully never have to be.
Oh, shoot. I might have, like, some Tylenol in there. Yeah, now that I think about it, usually, like, all those medications on the side say, like, keep it between this temperature and this temperature.
Oh, yeah?
I've never read any of those.
No.
I might not even be taking the correct medication. I don't look at it.
I just see that it has my name on it, and then I swallow it. That's how I treat medication. They say throw frozen medication out. Josh, you do have medication in your car.
I do?
Yes, Strireachland straw.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of side effects to that.
I'll tell you what, none of them have slowed you down, though.
No, well, the rapid recoil or snap coiling of the penis, that took me out for a day.
Oh, God. And, of course, obviously, the last on the list of 6 things we shouldn't keep in our motor vehicles when it's colder than a well digger's ass. Kids, pets, and seniors.
No, my dogs are fine out there. I cracked the window for them.
I saw that you had the
so
dogs
they can breathe.
And the kids back there when I pulled in. Kids, pets, and seniors are more vulnerable to cold weather.
Yeah, don't leave Grandma in the car. Oh, my gosh.
She'll be out any minute now. She's my granddaughter, and I love her.
You know, sadly, you hear every year about a kid left in the car on those really hot days. I don't think I've ever heard of a really cold day kid killing.
No, I don't think I have either, but I've heard of a few elderly people went that way.
Man.
The old folks, because they're stubborn. They think they can hack it.
I can get to Walgreens.
Even short amounts of time. I'm kidding, of course. I've never heard of a senior dying in a cold car.
Oh, yeah.
I believed you.
I thought maybe you had.
No.
You were so convinced.
I would have told you that a long time ago.
Yeah,
I thought you meant you heard a news story.
No. If one of my pals' great-grandmother would have died in a cold car, I would have led the show with that. I would have led the show. So there you go. It is cold. John Sykes died?
Yeah, I saw that
That's
last
too
night.
bad. That's too bad.
John Sykes. And so younger people might be saying, who the hell is John? A legendary guitar player who, I suppose you'd say, made his name in Whitesnake.
Yeah, I mean, he was with Thin Lizzy. Blue Murder. He started that. His band.
Dude,
Talented guy. One of the greats.
John Sykes recorded all the guitars on the legendary 1987 Whitesnake record. That Here I Go Again, Still of the Night, Is This Love, Give Me All Your Love. I mean, massive record. Also Slide It In prior to the 87 record. I believe he was the guitar player on Slide It In. It's always been very confusing to try to map out who played what in Whitesnake because David Coverdale has rotated so many guitar players.
He wasn't. Yeah, he played on Slide It In as well.
Right.
Cool look, great
God.
riffs. I mean, really a talented guy, one of the best.
65 years old. They say he died of cancer. I was unaware that the man was in any jeopardy at all. But you mentioned Blue Murder. One of the best rock songs that ever came out of the 80s was a song called Jelly Roll, made by Blue Murder, 1989. I absolutely, and still to this day, every time I hear this song, it's like it's brand new. That is such a terrific. Can we play that at one point this morning in honor of John Sykes?
We're not supposed to, but I'm loading it up.
What, did someone tell us not supposed to?
Well, the whole music thing. Oh, I put in Jelly Roll. I forgot there's an artist called Jelly Roll.
What I mean is just whatever garbage song Wapple has prepared, we replace it with Jelly Roll. Can't we do that?
Oh, I bet, yeah. I bet our recently elevator incarcerated boss would be fine with that.
Yeah. Well,
do you need that, Wapple?
I can get it.
Okay.
Because trust me, that is such a terrific rock song.
We used to play that back in the X105 days and the early 93X days.
And I have and I know, Josh, you probably remember this too. A quick story about John Sykes. You mentioned cool-looking dude. Our old buddy Mark Chaucy, a guy that we used to chill with around here years ago, a terrific guitar player in his own right, has played with Rob Halford, has played with Marilyn Manson, and I don't remember what Mark is up to these days. If anyone knows Mark, tell him that we said hello, because he's just a fun, wonderful guy that we had a lot of good times with. Mark had a great story. You remember this, Josh, where I think he was playing a show with Manson or Halford, and you know how many bands share the bill from time to time, and there was a situation where John Sykes was at the venue. I don't know if he was playing or he was just there to hang out, but Mark got a chance to go into a dressing room and meet John Sykes. And Mark was a big fan of that Whitesnake record from 1987. We used to talk about that record for hours sitting there drunk at a bar years ago. So Mark said he was already kind of nervous to meet John Sykes. He said he walks into the dressing room, and Mark said, I'm not usually the kind of guy that's intimidated by another man's looks. But he said, when I walked up to John Sykes, he said, he was so devastatingly handsome, it just turned him into a bowl of jelly.
I think it's fair to use the word gorgeous for John Sykes. I mean, talk about like the rock star look. He just looked like a rock. You know, so did Mark Chauncey, though, who told us that story. He had a rock star look as well.
Mark had a rock star look, but he was no John Sykes.
No, not many are.
I mean, Sykes was tall and lean and muscular
cool
and had
hair.
insanely... His hair was elegant is the word that I would come up with. His hair was... And so Mark just said, kind of like our story of meeting David Coverdale. When he met John Sykes, he was just a mumbling moron because he was just so absolutely intimidated by the man's handsome looks.
That jaw really does it.
Yeah, he has a perfect face, perfect everything.
Oh my gosh, he's so beautiful.
Yeah, Mark would talk about how he's with Manson playing in front of like a million people in Russia. I think he said it was like a million people.
It's insane.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of people all over the world, and then he meets John Sykes and just how handsome he was. And obviously, the guy's a legendary guitar player on some legendary albums, so that added to it.
Wow.
I wish we could have met John Sykes.
Oh, wow, that would have been an absolute...
I mean, David Coverdale, I'm not going to, feel bad that we only met David Coverdale of Whitesnake.
Oh, sure. Well, you met Vivian Campbell.
Oh, yeah, I guess I met him with Def Leppard. I wasn't really thinking about that. Vivian Campbell, by the way, had to sit out a show last week. He's recovering from some cancer treatment.
Oh, he's been through a lot. So for all you John Sykes fans out there, God rest that man's soul. 65 is way too young. So, Wapo, what are we going to do here? What do we usually do next? Now I can't remember.
We're going to do traffic, weather, and then I've got Blue Murder.
You're going to play Jelly Roll for us?
Yes.
If you're a young person, trust me, you're going to dig it. Okay, we'll take a break then, and we'll get to this, that, the other thing. Randy Shaver will be joining us, and in honor of John Sykes, we'll play Jelly Roll here lately. We'll be back in a few minutes here on the program.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Dana here for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. We all know January is one of the coldest months of the year, and not that cheery, fun kind of Christmas cold. Nah, just the dark, dank January cold. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is well aware of this, and that's why they're offering $40 off a furnace tune-up to keep you warm during the Minnesota cold. The last thing you want is to be huddled around an iffy space heater you bought from some shady targeted ad. Oh, and how about this? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning has now been helping Minnesotans for over 95 years. So book your appointment now at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Hi, I'm Joe Salcihai, host of the Stacking Benjamin Show. Every week, we talk about personal finance, saving, investing. And the thing that I've seen with very successful people, they just try more stuff. I like this tip. Leverage debt mindfully.
Biggest financial flex. We're all like, yeah, my dad's rich.
Again, just make sure your parents do good. That's all you got to do. You never knew personal finance could be this fun. All right, well then how do you hold the budget together, OG?
Make more money.
Do better.
And scene.
Stacking Benjamins. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Something or other we were covering earlier on this morning. Obvious subject. The very cold temperatures we're dealing with this morning. Last couple of mornings. And I think we got one more day after this, and then things should improve. We were talking about how just ungodly cold it is. Pert near 20 below. We had a conversation on the things we shouldn't be keeping in our cars when it is this damn cold. I think USA Today coughed up a little advice on the topic. Things we shouldn't keep in our cars when it's this cold. They listed off things like beer, kids, electronics. How about this text message, Josh, from a listener? A paint can popped.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
In the work truck. Now, they didn't specifically say it was due to cold weather, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that's why they texted the program. A can of paint popped like a zit on prom night on a coworker, and that poor bastard came out the truck looking like an orange soda.
Can you imagine the fear as well? With how loud that is, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm bleeding orange blood to death.
Looking like a Fanta or a Sunkist or an Orange Crush. Maybe even, what was that? Elf. Maybe an Elf soda.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, really?
Elf?
Yeah, well, you drank all the cheap pops when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, ours just would say orange soda. It was like a white label with black writing.
Yeah. But you never heard of Elf.
Shasta. We had some neighbors across the street that always had like a diet black cherry coconut Shasta.
Oh, my
or like
God.
They combine a whole bunch of stuff.
That sounds terrible.
Gross.
All right. The California wildfires. I believe there's been some progress on the overall situation, but it's not something I've followed terribly closely.
Yeah, some pretty good progress, but still going, unfortunately.
As we begin today's Stupid News Report, the California wildfires, one of the biggest damn disasters anyone has ever seen. Homes lost, lives lost. Firefighters have worked their asses off day after miserable day. Out of nowheres now, a pornographic movie star has stepped forward to try and help out in her own special way. Rochelle Ryan is the name. She mentioned in a recent interview that she would like to offer up her services as a, quote, sugar mama to all the brave first responders who have been involved in the fires.
Not all heroes wear fire helmets. How about that? What a nice thing to do.
Isn't she something? She says, I want to be one of their sugar mamas. I want to take them out on a date. More specifically, Rochelle said, the things you've seen me doing on my OnlyFans, it would be my way of paying it forward to our first responders. Now, I'm guessing none of us have seen the things that she does on her OnlyFans, but we can take a wild guess. Unfortunately, lots of folks out there on social media, they're lighting her big round ass up. They're saying she's just a cheap pile of garbage who's trying to pad her effing bank account by way of a terrible disaster. And yeah, I get a little hint of that myself. Folks hopped up on social media to say things like, why not just make a donation to the victims? Start a fundraiser. You're disgraceful, they said.
Well, out of curiosity, sure. I mean, raising money would be awesome. But wouldn't people also say you're just looking to promote your OnlyFans site? Because to raise money, she'd have to say, hey, subscribe to my OnlyFans and a portion of the profits or whatever. I mean, isn't that kind of how it would go?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure.
To me, that seems almost worse. But, I mean, the end result is you're raising money, so I don't know.
One social media dork, though, had a sense of humor about this. He said, well, this sucks. My first day as a firefighter isn't until next week.
Oh, no.
Looks like I missed out big time. So what do you think? Is she a generous citizen or a cheap slut who's trying to capitalize on a tragedy? Depends on who you are, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities saying stuff. I guess maybe they don't get the same criticism.
Yeah. Rochelle, by the way, has been nominated for Favorite MILF Star for the year 2024. She's been nominated, and she will see if she wins the award at the upcoming Adult Video News Awards, which cuts loose in Las Vegas this weekend. Maybe can someone look up who she's up against for Favorite MILF Star? I should have done that, but I think I was too busy playing with myself. I should have looked up who she was up against I just became Canadian right there. Who she's up against, I said. Favorite MILF Star of the year. If you can't, holler back at me. Huh?
There is a lot.
Well, let's hear some names.
Well, yeah, are there some favorites? What are the betting odds, over, under, all that kind of stuff?
Wow, there is a lot.
Oh, how many are a lot?
Oh, I can't
30, 40?
No, it looks like 50 at least.
Oh, my God. They just nominated everybody?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Chill.
Oh, well, then forget it. Unless a name stands out to you.
Jessica Ryan.
Jessica Ryan.
Jessica.
That name rings a slight...
Sherry DeVille. Corey Chase.
All right.
Nothing.
You guys, yeah, I mean...
Oh, what about our own girlfriend, Ricky Slicky Dicky?
Nope, doesn't look like
Jordan Max?
Jordan Max.
on here.
Jordan Max? No? Okay.
Brandy Love, Aniston Kate.
Brandy Love rings a bell. All right. We'll have a nervous breakdown if we... I'll have a nervous breakdown if we list all of them.
Who's the... Maybe, is it... what's her name? Euphoria? Who's that? There's like some famous porn star. Is it Lola Jean?
Are you talking about Elsa Jean?
I guess I'm not... I can't remember, but isn't there like some famous squirter that maybe they could send out and make a video?
Did Josh just say squirter?
Yeah, he did.
Because I know I used the name in a joke before. I had to look her up.
Well, you talking about Cytheria?
Cytheria. Yeah, it was a goofy name.
She's notorious for that.
She's famous for that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not putting out fires with that, but she's famous for that act.
Oh, you're saying if someone's going to help the California wildfires, maybe it should be a legendary performer like Cytheria.
Yeah, we put money on it. You know, everybody donates a little bit of money to see that video. I wouldn't watch it, but I'd live vicariously through you guys.
That act that you mentioned that I'm certainly not going to say out loud. I don't know what's gotten into you this morning, but I'm certainly not going to say.
Oh, you've said it several times before.
This would be perfect, and you porn fans will understand. Perfect for the job to help with the fires. A lovely lady by the name of Jada Fire. Bring
Jada Fire, that's a porn star?
Bring a dinghy if you're going to be on one of her movie sets. Bring a dinghy and an oar.
Oh, jeez.
Well, now, if we're not keeping our listeners up to date on the latest stupid sex trends, then what the hell good are we doing, anyone? That's the way I see it. Friggin' stupid social media. Always with the trends. Here it is, the latest sex trend. It goes by the name of castlecore. All right, and it's inspired by medieval times. The world of castles and dragons, and apparently it's made its way into the modern bedroom. So from what I can understand, if you were a little too emotionally invested in the Game of Thrones television series, you're probably dialed into castlecore style sex.
Anyone here try it?
Never heard of it.
No. Sounds weird.
I don't have the body type.
Oh, I think you're built for just about any.
No, the corset's too tight. I just can't do it.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, Ashley, don't you love the Renaissance Festival?
Yeah.
This could be up your alley.
Dork!
I like this is dark. It's weird.
Oh, that's what I said. But When I say dark,
I
pronounced it dork. Yeah, that's what I said.
He called me a darkwad the other day.
Yeah.
And I just say, you got them backwards, man.
I love dork Vader. No, that doesn't apply. Anyway, you like, what were we saying?
I like Renaissance type stuff. I like dragons and all that kind of junk.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, who is this now?
That's the button.
No, we already have one guy who mm-hms the hell out of us.
Well, that's a competition.
Huh?
Wapple is the guy.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, we got some competition. The button emailed me over the weekend.
Who do I root for?
I don't know.
Who is the...
Oh, I better take the cake.
Do you have a name for the new guy on the program?
He called himself the button Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, button Jesus. You'll be hearing from him, and you can pick your favorite.
I'm OG Jesus.
I'm sorry?
OG Jesus. Because I'm the original gangster.
Oh, he already knew that.
Well, don't confuse things. You're just Wapple.
But you're saying what name you wanted?
I'd be OG Jesus. See, he agrees.
Button Jesus already knew that, and he was indicating that by going,
He got you right there. All right, castlecore sex.
Yes. Anyway, So I like Renaissance stuff like this, but I think this is just too far. Like, it's more pure to me, and I don't want to ruin.
What is more pure? Maybe I should read the story first so folks can compare your style versus this style.
Okay.
Okay? Then you catch back up with us now, because you're saying your form of love for Renaissance things is more pure than what I'm about to read, folks?
Yeah.
Okay. According to the story here now then, the rise in popularity of castlecore medieval era style sex action is causing SAWFT modern folks to injure and mangle themselves.
I'm gonna kill somebody.
Not before I kill somebody. So-called experts have warned that period-themed corsets could impair people's ability to breathe and cause digestive issues when tightened too damn much. So folks dress up like it's the year 476 AD, and then they can't breathe and they get constipated, is what they're saying.
Constipated? Wow.
Yeah, digestive issues. Yeah. Good Lord. Get a load of this nonsense. Sex toys, especially oddly shaped ones inspired by dragon genitalia?
Oh, what? Yeah. We've talked about that in the Stupid News before. There's a company that makes dragon genitalia for dildos and whatnot.
Dragon genitalia?
Yeah, like a dragon penis, right? So they make those into sex toys. We had that in the Stupid News once.
Okay. What does a dragon penis look like?
Well, that's the thing. You could do whatever you want, right?
Oh, you sure?
Maybe it's corkscrewed.
It's not like they're finding fossils anywhere, right?
No, they've never found a dragon fossil.
Right.
Not
so
yet.
They can use their own imagination and create any form
whatever you want.
So those type of dildos and such could get stuck inside the body, leading to a medical emergency. Apparently, these folks who can't get it up unless they pretend it's the effing Dark Ages, they read a lot of dirty books with a medieval theme, and then they get horny, and they want to get it on while dressed up like they serve beer at the Renaissance Festival.
There's a lot of sexual jokes at the Renaissance Festival. There's, if you watch Game of Thrones, people were upset with season 2 because it wasn't as filthy sexually as it was in season 1. I mean, that was a big part of that show.
I chose not to watch that because there was just too much sex. It weirded me out.
Really?
You chose not to watch Game of Thrones because there was too much sex.
Yeah, I don't need to see boobs or penis every episode to be engaged in a TV series.
Oh, I'm totally different from that.
You just want long dialogues.
I want a better story.
If you
nice story arc over penises.
Yeah. If you watched or read Game of Thrones, you'll get this reference. But we got a 360er here who said castlecore, where you bang your sister and climax by pushing a kid out of a window.
What? Oh, my God.
Maybe I do need to check the show out.
Oh, you've never seen it? Did you already say that? I'm sorry if he said that.
I remember that. That was That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good.
Mythical creatures, otherworldly beings, an elf, a dragon, kings and queens, the whole schmear. But again, a big part of the story is that regular, everyday folks living in the year 20 and 25 aren't built for all this Dark Ages banging. They're hurting themselves. So be careful out there, Jon Snow or Marcy Lannister. What the hell was her name? Marcy?
Cersei?
Cersei Dursey. Nearly 4,000 people are hospitalized every year with foreign objects trapped in their cans and whatnot. A lot of folks end up at the hospital, which, of course, is fun for the rest of us. The average age of one of these sorry bastards that gets something lodged in their orifice and goes to the hospital, the average age is 43. Almost all of them are dudes.
No surprise.
No, we're big, dumb animals.
Guys get horny.
We do stupid things when we get horny. This story came from the New York Post, okay? They feature a lot of wacky stories like this, and good for them. But whenever I read the comments section, someone always goes after the New York Post for using bizarre stories like this. One reader posted sarcastically, "Thanks for the update, New York Post. I expect this to be a really huge problem."
I already lost 2 friends to castlecore.
Did you?
Yeah. I'm glad they put this warning out there.
All right, so Ashley, explain to us now. You were saying you're dialed into the Renaissance Festival look, the medieval thing, but you said your love of that style is more pure than what I just read. So what do you mean by that?
I don't really get sexual vibes from it. And maybe it helps that I've never seen Game of Thrones, right?
I don't know. I don't know what it was called.
Yeah.
Maybe that helps, but I don't. When I think of that, I don't think sexual.
Okay.
I think of well, I guess if I say blood, then that kind of changes things. But
Yeah, because you get turned on by blood.
I think of sword fighting and
Well, there's plenty of that.
Oh,
yeah, just not that vibe.
well.
So the website we talked about before with the dragon dildos is bad-dragon.com. And, a lot of these look like just kind of human penises in weird colors.
Oh, yeah, it kind of looks like what a unicorn penis, I think, would look like.
I'm with you on that, Ashley. And there's stuff for men and women here.
The look on your face just added to the moment when you said human penises with weird colors.
Some of them are really scary looking.
Sometimes you had to be there, and the look on your face when you said that was wonderful, Josh. All right, what else is going on here? Dragon penises, and people choking themselves out wearing corsets and whatnot.
I've never heard them called rideables. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, their website, they're calling them rideables.
Rideable dildos? Rideable? Is that,
Yeah.
oh, God.
Yeah, they call them rideables. There's Fiona's muzzle. I'm trying to see if there's any funny names here. These are the essentially flashlights, right?
Flashlights for?
Yeah, I'm sorry, flashlights.
For
yes.
a dude?
Lido the sandworm.
Flint the uncut studded dragon.
Are you looking at the dildos?
Flint,
Uncut.
the uncut studded dragon, lives by the sea.
Why would you want an uncut dildo?
Oh, I'm sure there's a
some
market
people-
for that.
Yeah, who are you kink shaming over there?
Some women prefer the feel of an uncut man or dragon.
Oh, man, there's one here based on a horse. Rowan the draft horse. You can't use that.
But it's
Oh, there's one, a dragon mouth. There's a serpent mouth.
These are all medieval-based sex toys that you're finding on the godless internet.
Yeah.
Man, we could really spend all of our money.
Oh, there's a kraken one.
oh.
What do you
Lord.
do with the kraken, Josh?
It's a kraken? I don't know.
You release the some bitch, don't you?
Yeah, there's a release involved.
Yeah,
I'd
you
imagine.
release the kraken.
Oh, there's some tentacles you can use.
I like that octopus porn, I do.
You can also get plushies, little stuffed animals from this website. What do they got going on?
And would you ever do this? Would you ever buy a letter jacket based on this? You can buy yourself a letter jacket with these dragon dildos.
You ain't a real fan until you get the leather jacket.
What a world.
What are little squirts?
Oh my gosh, you can get teeny weenies. They look like the erasers that you put at the end of your pencil. What are those for?
I don't know. I don't know what any of this stuff is for.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, I have a rough idea, I guess.
They've got quite a few options if you're interested.
Oh, sure. Like I said,
whatever you're into.
Spend all of our damn money. Now, here's a poor bastard who had this and that go wrong at the hospital, and he ended up with a big, fat, painful, 30-hour-long boner. Summer's over there in Spain. 36-year-old guy. That's the guy who had the day-long power rod. Now, number one, the guy is already a paraplegic. He's had it rough as it is. He could use a break. But he couldn't catch one. He went off to the hospital because of a 6-hour-long boner. Apparently, it was something called a bladder catheterization that caused his 6-hour erection. So 6 hours, he's already got that. He's already put that amount on his rod. He goes to the local hospital. Doctors looked it up and down, his pecker. They looked at it. They sent him home. They thought his hard-on would eventually subside, like back in junior high when we just tuck it into the elastic band of our underwears. They thought
you have something you think about, right? Maybe like they always say baseball. Think about baseball. Maybe you have something you think about to get rid of that thing.
They thought it would go away, but I'll be damned it did not. And this poor guy's pee-pee stayed firm as a rock for another 20 hours. And it was killing a player.
I wonder how much it hurt him as a paraplegic. I wonder how much he felt it.
Oh, I never even considered that.
My uncle was a quadriplegic, and he couldn't feel a thing.
That's something that should have crossed my mind, but it did not. So he went back to the hospital. Now he's on 26 hours with a hard-on. He goes back to the hospital. This time around, the doctors drained his dong. They had it surgically drained. And thankfully, that did the trick. The dude felt so much better. He went back home, and he said, "Thank God I no longer have a boner anymore. You know, I could use something to eat. Is there any of that meatloaf?" And then his rod took off on him again, Josh. It was nothing to do with the meatloaf. His latest boner hurt even worse than the others. So I guess he must have been able to feel it because the story does mention pain. Right when he thinks it's gone, it takes off on him again.
Oh, that sucks.
And he screamed, "Oh, God help us, my boner." It was an unmitigated nightmare. From here on, the story talks about how surgeons cut him here and they cut him there. There's a mention of a prosthetic that was put in place for the poor bastard, and that didn't even work right for the guy. His prosthetic wad broke through his skin or something terrible like that. I don't know if they ever fixed the guy's problem. But the good news is he and his wife have been paid a decent pile of money for the gong show that he endured at the hospital. I hope they go out and buy something nice, because that sounds miserable.
Yeah, absolutely terrible.
6-hour hard-on.
Oh.
Well, it'll go away. Now we've hit 20 hours. Well, we better drain that pig. Oh, man, does that feel better? Oh, God, it's back again! Ah! Total of 30 hours. All right. Some folks just don't get it. Doesn't matter how many times you tell them. They just don't listen, or they just don't care. Stop fingering your damn phones while driving. It's that simple.
You still see it a lot. I mean, I remember, when people were first texting quite a bit, and you see it all the time. Before it was illegal to do so. But back then, people they wouldn't hide it. Now you see people and they're hiding it, and so their eyes are completely off the road.
Right. It's crazy.
I hate when people do it when I'm in the car with them. Like, okay, I understand you don't care about your own life, but could you care about mine maybe for 5 minutes?
Yeah, one of my bros is just always with the phone when he's driving. Always, always, always. It's just, I don't know. He's one of those guys, though, that in all aspects of life, he just doesn't think doesn't think rules apply to him. So all the messages have been pumped down our throats now for years. Stop playing with your phone when you're behind the wheel. But like that famous from the movie Cool Hand Luke, some men and women you just can't reach. Thousands of stupid drivers continue to be caught using their phones while behind the wheel in a place called South Australia. As a matter of fact, there's one dude out that way who's been caught by the cops 41 times fingering or jaw-jacking into his phone. And all of the fines have cost this prick bag more than $27,000. So he must be a trust fund baby type of a cat or something like that where money doesn't matter.
He should have to choose. Like you either have you either can drive or you can either have a phone. You don't get both.
I don't understand. I mean, you think how many chances do you need? You know, once I get to my 45th, then I might start thinking about changing my behavior. 41 times.
You know what's going to have to happen, Josh? He's going to have to hit rock bottom.
Well, yeah, you're right. And I'm sure he's one of those guys who's blaming everybody but himself, too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, police out in that area say they're catching some folks using overhead cameras of some kind. And as cameras, less jag-offs are taking chances behind the wheel with their phones. So that's good news. Things are improving. But there's always going to be that crowd that, like I said, doesn't listen or doesn't care. More than 200 drivers have been fined multiple times, including the stupid idiot I was telling you about, caught 41 effing times. That clown has had his license suspended. And it says here, the police did give the guy a good beating. So, Ashley, his license has been taken away from him.
Good.
All right? But this guy isn't the only repeat offender. One kid got caught 23 times with the phone in his hand while driving. Another one's right behind him, busted 22 times. Now, one cop down there was quoted as saying, better to have them playing with their phones than playing with themselves. And the second cop said, they're too dumb to play with themselves. And then the first cop said, that reminds me, I was coaching in Omaha in 1948, and Eddie Shore sends me this guy who was a terrible masturbator. Couldn't control himself. He'd get deliberate penalties so he could get over in the penalty box all by himself, and damned if he wouldn't just...
I hate to correct you, but that sounds like a scene out of the movie Slapshot. Your face indicates you just realized that was a scene out of the movie Slapshot.
Come on, Joe. Each time a driver is caught, they're on the hook for a $556 fine, plus something called a $102 Victims of Crime levy. What are we paying out around here if the cops catch us finger banging a phone behind the wheel? Anybody know?
Let me see. It says here.
The South Australian cops said that they're also looking to give terrible beatings to folks who fondle their smart watches while driving.
Oh, you stopped yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have gotten, they think that's like a way around that. No.
The first time texting while driving in Minnesota is $50, and then every time after that, $275.
Oh, 50 ain't bad.
Yeah, but you get another one, 275 skis?
Yeah,
wow, that's bad. That is a jump.
There you go.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All year, this team has heard we got no talent. We're too small. We can't stop the run. We're not good enough to compete. We've just put our head down and worked hard. I'm so proud of our defense. I'm so proud of our offense and special teams. What a complete win. Obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, we wish we scored a little more, so we didn't have to take it down to the fourth quarter like that. But that's a really good team. Credit to them as well.
It's maddening, isn't it? So Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, is the latest dope to do the nobody believed in us gimmick.
I was pretty disappointed. I watched that after the game, and I was actually kind of surprised he did that.
It's truly a disease. It's a friggin' disease. But despite all that, he will be nothing short of an American hero if he can beat the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. An American, and I don't wish anything good on the Buffalo Bills. I'm tired of the Buffalo Bills almost as much as I'm tired of the Kansas City Chiefs. I know Dana likes to swing from their jock straps, but but if he can beat the friggin' Kansas City Chiefs, he will be an American, by God, woo hero.
I won't love anybody more than him.
Load up the biggest, wettest fart sound effect you have, Josh, and let me know when you're ready.
Wet one?
Just the most disgusting, anything you got. You got that big sound machine.
I got to. See, I don't have everything yet. I got this one. We got a famous one. Costco fart.
Yeah, that's cute. Take your time. You just holler at me when you're ready. Timberwolves lost another close ball game. They just weren't sharp when they needed to be. They lost at Memphis yesterday. Pigs busted up their 3-game losing streak. They beat Colorado. Golden Gophers. Well, are you ready? It sounds like you're ready. Ohio State University's football club won last night's national championship game. That's exactly what I was going for.
Oh, wow. That one was the keeper right there.
I bet that last one hurt.
Yeah.
Sounded like it scraped the sides on the way out.
I genuinely just got nauseated.
You have to go there yourself.
Oh, my God.
That didn't sound human.
Yep.
That's exactly what I was going for.
Started low, kind of rose up a little bit, and dipped down again.
I can't feel good when Ohio State does anything positive. So
the Ohio State.
I thought it would be cute if, and Josh, you knocked it out of the park. Golden Gopher basketball dudes play at the Iowegians tonight. Randy Shaver will be coming up, and we can go bananas on all this crap. Josh's news is coming up next.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Dana here for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. We all know January is one of the coldest months of the year, and not that cheery, fun kind of Christmas cold. Nah, just the dark, dank January cold. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is well aware of this, and that's why they're offering $40 off a furnace tune-up to keep you warm during the Minnesota cold. The last thing you want is to be huddled around an iffy space heater you bought from some shady targeted ad. Oh, and how about this? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning has now been helping Minnesotans for over 95 years. So book your appointment now at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Are you ready for football?
Let's go.
Truly ready for football?
Yes.
Are you screaming for football?
What the hell is happening?
Dreaming for football.
Good times.
Eating, sleeping, crafting, parenting, naming your pets, and preparing for football.
That sort of stuff happened? Oh, my goodness.
Are you dancing, jonesing, Mahomesing for football?
That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Good. Then you are ready for football. With the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
They're ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Just saw smoke and I saw the whole wall down because I was on the side where the wall fell and I looked to my right and the whole wall's down and I don't know where to go and I looked behind, he's gone. Then one of the employees came and grabbed me and pulled me out and I was walking out, I saw the woman under all the rumble and it was just like very traumatizing.
A gaping hole was left in the side of a building and several people were injured following a massive crash in New Jersey Friday afternoon when a dump truck plowed into a Target store. The crash, which occurred just after 2 p.m., started when a dump truck veered across the center lane of a nearby road, collided with a tractor-trailer, and then barreled straight into the Target. Jeez. Debris flew, and shoppers scrambled for safety. 6 people were hurt in the incident. 5 rushed to nearby hospitals, including 2 with serious injuries. Among them was the dump truck driver and a woman who was in the store's bathroom just trying to poop. Authorities are still investigating to determine what caused that accident.
Was it confirmed that she was trying to go number 2?
Well, it's tough to tell because they sit for both.
That's a good point.
But in the world I want to live in, she was just trying to poop.
Man, she may have been in the safest place.
Possibly. Unfortunately, maybe she still got hit, so I guess maybe not. But
that would have knocked the six-pack of drawers right out of my hand, I would imagine, if I would have been hanging around in that Target.
Yeah, I could have sent one of those big red balls, in front of the Target right through your face if you hit it hard enough.
Damn, man.
While real firefighters put their lives on the line battling the relentless Los Angeles wildfires, 2 individuals decided to play dress-up Saturday, impersonating firefighters in a bold and bizarre attempt to sneak through a checkpoint at the deadly Palisades fire, and it didn't work. With flames tearing through the region and reinforcements pouring in from other states and even countries, the wannabes thought they'd blend in with the pros by rolling up in a fire truck they reportedly bought at an auction. Dude. But their ruse was snuffed when sharp-eyed deputies stopped them at the checkpoint.
We were notified of a vehicle that looked like a fire engine going through a checkpoint. The deputies detained the individuals and questioned them. They have learned that this individual have purchased the vehicle through an auction.
Dorks.
Let me guess, these were YouTube schmucks trying to get likes and all that?
It doesn't say that. There might be something more nefarious to it. I'll get to that in a second.
Oh, yeah?
One of the fake firefighters, 31-year-old Dustin Nell, already has a not-so-great reputation thanks to a previous charge in Oregon for arson, of all things. Oh. Dustin and his wife/partner in crime, 44-year-old Jennifer Newell, came fully costumed, decked out in turnout gear, helmets, radios, and even CAL FIRE shirts tucked under their make-believe uniforms. They claimed to hail from the Roaring River Fire Department in Oregon, which doesn't exist. Police arrested the pair, charged them with impersonating firefighters and entering an evacuation zone, and impounded their auction-purchased fire truck.
Fire truck?
Oh.
Meanwhile, authorities are dealing with reports of arson attempts across Los Angeles County, further complicating efforts to contain those fires. Officials issued a warning, though. Anyone caught worsening the crisis, be it arsonists, looters, or phony firefighters, will face serious legal consequences.
I dig the sound of that. So maybe these 2 were pyromaniacs that get off on that kind of a thing?
Could very well be. The guy has a record for arson, so yeah, you're probably right. Then in Massachusetts, a Connecticut man was arrested after he used a stolen fire department pickup truck to pull over drivers early Saturday.
What?
46-year-old Christian Avery broke into the Windsor firehouse, attempted to start a fire, and then stole the pickup.
Okay, dude.
That incident remains under investigation.
He's 46 years old.
Yep. Mm-hmm. A 19-year-old Wisconsin man was arrested after he admitted to starting a fire at a U.S. congressman's office over the TikTok ban.
TikTok went offline on Sunday in the U.S. for several hours, and that was how a lot of people found out they had a teenager.
The incident occurred early Sunday morning in Fond du Lac, where officers responded to reports of a fire. The blaze was started in an office being leased by a U.S. representative.
Apparently last night around 1 o'clock, some 19-year-olds from Menasha came down and decided to try to set our office on fire. They didn't get in the office, but nevertheless there was a lot of smoke in the office, which is obviously going to result in a lot of damage. A lot of the siding, an air conditioner look like they're quite damaged.
Authorities located the suspect because he stayed there to watch that fire.
This kid really likes TikTok.
Yeah, but where's he going to post the fire now?
Oh.
He admitted he started the fire as a form of protest against ongoing debates about banning TikTok.
Rather than just call my office and saying, let's open up TikTok, he decided to try to burn it down.
Turns out the outage only lasted about 12 hours, so the teen probably felt like a pretty big dummy. Fortunately, the building was unoccupied at the time, and no one was injured in that incident. So shortly after being arrested, TikTok back.
Bunch of doofuses.
But maybe he's the type of guy that's like, my plan worked.
He'll probably convince himself that
You're welcome, America.
Yeah, he brought TikTok back.
As we mentioned earlier, some sad news as guitarist John Sykes, known for his work with Thin Lizzy and Whitesnake, has passed away from cancer at the age of 65. He appeared on 2 Whitesnake releases, recording parts for their Slide It In album and later for their self-titled 1987 release, which was a critical and commercial success. He co-wrote some of the band's best-known songs, including Still of the Night and Is This Love. A year prior to joining Whitesnake, John Sykes played guitar in Thin Lizzy's 1983 release Thunder and Lightning. After leaving Whitesnake, he released 2 albums with his own group, Blue Murder. We played the song Jelly Roll from Blue Murder earlier this morning. Great tune. Paying tribute on X, Whitesnake frontman David Coverdale shared a number of photos of himself and Sykes over the years. Just heard the shocking news of John's passing, Coverdale said. My sincere condolences to his family, friends, and fans. Guns N' Roses guitar Slash shared a picture of Sykes performing and simply wrote, R.I.P.
That's very sad.
And Def Leppard performed their first show of 2025 without guitarist Vivian Campbell, so Phil Collins' guitar tech performed in his place. According to a mid-show explanation from frontman Joe Elliott, Campbell's recovering from some treatment for his cancer.
You should be Phil Collins' guitar tech.
Oh, man, I'd love to be a guitar tech.
You'd have to wipe all kinds of baby oil on him before showtime.
Phil Collins?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. You know, one thing I'd never have to do is remember where his shirt is. He refuses to wear one.
He left that back at the hotel, I guarantee you that.
We're going to need P. Diddy amounts of baby oil. We're going to need about 50 or 60 guitars, and we're going to need 0 shirts.
Yes.
That's the only thing on his list. An assistant prosecutor is facing an indefinite suspension of his law license by the Missouri Supreme Court after a joke didn't exactly land as well as he had hoped. A group of attorneys were killing time at the courthouse, waiting for their cases to be called, when a public defender briefly stepped out. 42-year-old prosecutor Tom Hollingsworth decided to play a prank on the public defender's laptop. He fired off an email to the sheriff, which read, "You look so good in khaki pants and that black shirt." But it wasn't the comment which led to his downfall. It was what else was accessible on the laptop. Confidential client information from the public defender's office was just a click away. You had access to confidential information, Supreme Court Judge Brent Powell pointed out, cutting to the heart of the matter. Hollingsworth insisted he didn't actually peek at any sensitive data, but the mere fact that he could have was enough to raise red flags.
Someone who sent a very inappropriate joke. They had to trust you.
If you don't think I'm trustworthy, why are you asking me questions?
Yeah, take that. The public defender's office swiftly had Hollingsworth disqualified from 19 cases, citing that breach.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, he really screwed that up. A 10-year-old girl is now a person of interest in connection to threats made toward Fridley Public Schools last week.
Oh, my gosh.
Joining a 13-year-old boy arrested Tuesday when the threats were first made. Fridley Public Schools said the girl was identified during the police investigation into the boy, with police discovering more threats. All classes and school activities were canceled for the rest of the week. They had yesterday off due to the holiday, and then today because of the cold day, right? I think that's one of the districts that are closed.
Yeah.
I guess look that up if you got a kid there. The investigation's ongoing, involving local, state, and federal authorities, including the FBI.
10 years old getting checked out by the FBI.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone's going to get grounded.
She's got a great life ahead of her, I'm sure.
Well, hopefully this changes it. You know, she's only 10. Can you imagine being the parents, though?
What do you do? Yeah, what do you do? Come on.
A suburban adoption. Is that too late?
Oh.
Can you drop off a 10-year-old at a fire station?
I think so. Yeah, just put a sign around their neck that says free.
In a basket, wrapped in a blanket.
A suburban New Jersey school district was thrown into turmoil last week, after a teacher's chilling threats targeted an elementary school principal. Amir Doctry, a 45-year-old special education teacher, was arrested Monday morning in Philadelphia after sending menacing texts and posting alarming messages online about the principal, Joseph. Among his posts, "Die tonight," and "There's going to be a war." One now deleted YouTube video description read, "Montclair school shooting kills Dr. Joe. Joe is dead. He dies tonight," in all caps, making it creepier.
It's very dramatic.
Authorities, already aware of Doctry's erratic behavior, tracked him to Pennsylvania and arrested him. Montclair, a town of 40,000 just outside Manhattan, was left rattled but reassured by local authorities that they are no longer in danger.
I mean, I don't like some of my coworkers either, but that's going a little crazy.
That's an extreme. You're right. A Nevada elementary school teacher might soon be swapping her lesson plan for unemployment papers after allegedly leaving a little more than just school supplies in the staff bathroom, specifically a bag of cocaine. Last Tuesday morning at Bunker Elementary School in Las Vegas, a teacher discovered a cosmetic bag perched on a toilet paper dispenser. Inside was a clear plastic bag containing the devil's dandruff. The coke-filled cosmetic bag was promptly handed to the principal, who wasted no time calling police. Things started to add up once surveillance footage was reviewed. The video showed Danielle Wolf entering the bathroom at 7:40 a.m. with a sizable purse. Shortly after, another teacher entered but didn't bring anything in with her. By 9 a.m., Wolf was back for an encore or two. The footage caught her returning to the bathroom twice, including one trip where she rummaged through the trash. According to police, she appeared concerned as she left, which makes sense as she left her stash behind. When authorities arrested Wolf, she admitted the cosmetic bag was hers, chalking it up to a stupid mistake.
She likes to take a little bump before she cracks off the ABCs, huh?
Yes. Yeah, trying to stay awake. She's talking about whatever boring subject she teaches.
I can't say that I wouldn't be high on drugs if I had to teach the young people.
Yeah, that's why when we have these stories, I'm like, hey, I get it.
I'd probably be high on drugs because I don't like the young people.
Miami police, and
they don't
love
like
the
me, Cubby. I don't think they like me.
That's not true. They adore you. You know, they're a bunch of nicophants. They love you. They'll do anything you said. Miami police are on the hunt for a man who, despite donning a Jesus Saves Lives shirt, seems to have skipped the commandments about not stealing. The suspect, sporting the faith-forward tee and white baseball cap, has been linked to at least 2 early morning neighborhood break-ins. In one instance, he made off with the victim's vehicle. In another, a resident woke up to find a window screen gone and several belongings gone as well. After reviewing surveillance footage, detectives think the bandit might have more sins under his belt, potentially tying him to other crimes in the same area.
Other crimes, they say.
Yep, he's a bad guy. On Prime Video today, the streaming premiere of Blink Twice, a psychological thriller starring Channing Tatum about a cocktail waitress who accepts an invitation to a party on his private island. But when people start mysteriously disappearing, no one seems to notice. The series premiere of What Drives You with John Cena happens on Roku today.
Oh, no.
Can't get away from him.
Celebrity guests join Cena to talk about their sweet rides and famous lives. Anybody here have Roku?
Yes.
Yep.
You do?
Don't know.
I was tempted because that's where the Weird Al movie came out. Wasn't it Roku?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's why I still have Roku to this day.
Oh, is that why you got it?
Yeah.
It just never canceled
No,
it,
that's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
Smart on their part. Yeah, put one decent thing. Well, maybe Roku's great. I guess I don't know. But you put that on there, and then people like Dana just forget.
They got some good stuff.
And now streaming on Paramount Plus, Gladiator 2. Hot Cocoa Jesus has a birthday today. Happy birthday to Steve from your buddy, Peckerwood Jesus. Happy 46 to DeBomb Jesus. Happy birthday to Killer Jesus. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
Ah! What the hell? I just saw your balls. They're hanging out. Oh, my God. Balls are disgusting. They're hideous.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
From 33 yards. You miss it, and the Irish have hope. It's good. And Ohio State, national champions. The longest, toughest postseason climb in the history of the sport. And after all that, it's Ohio State together at the mountaintop, champions of college football.
Well, hell, here's Randy Shaver for you on this frigid Tuesday morning. Hi, Randy.
Good morning.
But not for you, because you're in Florida or something, right?
Well, it's still chilly here, but yes, that is true.
How chilly?
I think the high today is going to be like 45.
Oh, no.
Poor man.
Yeah, something like that. It's going to rain all day today, and looks like it's going to rain a little bit tomorrow. But
stay in the hotel room and get it on with the wife.
Well, no.
Oh.
But
I just thought maybe. Janel Klein is here,
supposed
too.
to do on vacation.
Yeah, when you're on vacation, Josh, and the weather goes sour, what do you and the wife do?
Well, even if it's not sour, I mean, everybody's away from home. The stress is gone. A friend of mine told me after nearly 20 years of marriage, it's the only time he gets any. That's why he likes to travel
when
so
you go
much.
out of town.
Sure.
On some filthy bed that millions of other people have orgasmed on.
Yeah, because she's not thinking, I got to do this, or, the kids are there.
Right.
It's just everybody's relaxed.
Shaver's done that to death.
Yeah, probably.
He's done it.
How long have you been married, Randy?
Oh, gosh, Josh.
I'm sorry to do this to you.
I think it'll be 38 years this year.
Oh, wow. That's even more than I thought. Yeah, my anniversary was yesterday, and I screwed up the year, and that didn't go over
Your
very
anniversary
well.
was yesterday.
And I had to tell her, I thought it was 16 years, and she corrected me. It was 17 years.
Oh, what the hell does it matter?
And time just flies when I'm with her,
Right. Did she get a little butthurt?
She looked at me at first like, you don't remember how long we've been married?
Yeah, walk softly there, Josh.
I don't remember I don't remember anything before. Everything's...
She should never criticize you for anything. Again, you saved her.
That is not true.
Saved her. She would be living in a spider hole if it wasn't for my guy Cubby.
Not at all. Not at all.
This is the same woman who got mad at him for a dream that she had. Let's keep that in mind.
That's true.
Well, that's one of my favorite stories.
Now, she realizes it was ridiculous, but she was mad at me for a day and a half because in her dream, I cheated on her.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes those dreams can feel very, very real.
We didn't say hi to Janelle yet. Hi, Janelle.
Good morning.
And thank you for coming in. It's terrible outside.
Anything for you guys. You know that.
What is the weather like today?
20 below.
20 below.
Feels like 30 below or something crazy like that.
And I'd still rather be here than Florida.
Okay.
It's 20 below zero, Randy Shaver. And I'd still rather be here than Florida. And Janelle's nodding her head right now. She's agreeing with me.
I said this morning, I don't think it feels that bad.
Yeah.
Out there. I don't know.
Try having a tire explode on the highway on your way in and then telling me how it feels.
Dana had that.
No, you did not.
Boy. Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You want to talk about a gift. You want to talk about, like I said earlier, it almost convinces me that there's a being up above looking down to guide me. Got here this morning, cold as balls. First thing out of Josh's yap is Dana blew a tire on the side on the way to work. He's on the side of the road right now, waiting for a tow, and we laughed and laughed.
Nobody loves other people's misery more than you, Nick.
You are correct. So you sat there
That's
for
true.
how?
He does love other people.
Oh, he gets off on it.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of orgasms in shady hotel rooms, I mean,
There's.
That's the sound you made after I said Dana's stuck on the side of the road on the coldest day in 5 years or whatever it is.
I'm not shy about it. You guys are speaking the truth. I love it when bad things happen to other people. So that kind of made my morning and picked up my spirits. You sat on the side of the road, at least in a running car, right, Dana?
Right, yeah. The car was able to run. The tire exploded. I was able to get off the highway, thankfully. The car just got picked up by the tow truck driver. He called me, and he goes, "Are you still at the car?" I go, "No, I ended up getting a ride." And he must have been listening to the show. He goes, "Oh, so you got the fiancé out of bed. She actually got up and came and picked you up." I go, "Yep, she did." So thank you to the tow truck driver for getting it to the car place safely.
The car place.
The car place. He doesn't know which one.
You don't.
Yeah, this is one of them.
Place.
One of them, yeah.
The most expensive one.
He brought it to the transmission shop, even though he needs a tire.
He reminds me of our old boss, Nick, whenever he'd talk about like a Viking or something. He'd be like, that sports guy.
Yeah.
He'd call him a sports guy.
What's the name of that football guy? Right. Dana, you don't take care of your vehicle, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, so I was going to assume that these tires were older than the hills.
They look pretty bad, Dana.
No, they were replaced 2 years ago, so they're 2-year-old tires.
Interesting.
Did you buy them used or steal them off somebody else?
Yeah. 20 below, there he sits in a pair of jean shorts and a Josh Allen tank top.
Oh, man.
I love it. I love it. Janelle, good to see you again.
Good to see you guys.
You two are wonderful guests this morning, although I can't feel too good the day after Ohio State wins something.
The Ohio State University.
Stop it. The joke is tired. Both of you, stop it. People always do that. It's stupid.
Would you have felt better had Notre Dame won?
Oh, yeah. I
think a lot of people would.
Yeah, I hate Ohio State, Michigan, all those Big Ten schools. So
it is amazing and we talked about this, I don't know, last week or the week before, the kind of feeling towards Notre Dame has changed because Notre Dame used to be the villain for many years in college football.
Right.
People couldn't stand them.
I know a lot of people that still hate them quite a bit.
Yeah, but I think the vibe has changed a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not saying I like them. I'm just saying it would have been better. It would have been better than. But I don't care. I really don't care.
Do you think it's because Notre Dame's not always on national TV, like ABC or something that on the weekends?
I've heard people say it's because they're not a part of a conference.
Nah, they've never been a part of the conference. So
yeah, guys, who cares? Who really cares?
All right, fine.
We didn't get to cover any of the NFL nonsense yet because we enjoyed a day to ourselves yesterday. Sure. Oh, yeah. So the Vikings and Lions both took a huge deuce in the playoffs. And I saw something. What did I see?
Campbell, dude.
the NFC North. I saw this meme. The NFC North, and it had all of the logos of the teams in the NFC North. Vikings, Packers, Lions, Bears, and it said a whole division of frauds and the Bears. Frauds, all of them. You touched yourself all year long, Randy Shaver, about the NFC North being the best division in football. All of the teams, frauds and the Bears.
Well, first of all, I mean, in my defense, they played like the best division in football through the regular season. I mean, there was just no denying that it was a very competitive division for sure. But you're right. I don't disagree. The Lions, they just did not look good. And Washington was amazing. We watched the beginning of maybe one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in this game. We saw him first.
That way.
Take that first big step in that game against Detroit. Jaden Daniels is amazing and unflappable. I mean, just rock solid in that football game.
Here's what I read.
Incredible throws.
Jaden Daniels has put together the greatest season for a rookie quarterback ever.
Yeah.
He's great, man.
So much fun to watch. I did not watch much of any of the games over the weekend. I had all kinds of other things going on. But I've watched Jaden Daniels play a few times this year, and the guy is just so much fun.
It looks like nothing bothers him.
Right.
But those feelings about greatness as a rookie really don't happen unless you win playoff games, unless you prove yourself in the postseason. Mm-hmm. And I can't think of a bigger stage for him, at least to this point, than to beat the number one seed at home in a crazy atmosphere in Detroit and to do it convincingly. I mean, that first half they just throttled them.
Good for him. Good for the Commodores. Amazing. I've had a crush on the Commodores all year long. Here are the other rookie quarterbacks who have advanced to a conference championship game since 1970. And you've put Jaden Daniels up against the rest of these schmucks? Yeah, I think I agree that he's put together the greatest season for a rookie quarterback ever. The other rookies who made it to the conference championship since 1970, Sean King in 1999. I bet we could have sat here for 3 hours and none of us.
Never got that.
But, of course, the Buccaneers had that incredible defense. Yep. And so Ben Roethlisberger in the year 2004, Joe Flacco, loved Joe Flacco in 2008. Joe Flacco was a rookie in 2008. Are you sure he wasn't a rookie in 78? Mark Sanchez, 2009. Brock Purdy, fraud, 2022. And then Jaden Daniels this year. Yeah. So, back to the Lions. Danny Campbell there, nutbag that he is. He's wacky.
Is he going to be all right?
No.
Man?
Remember now, he predicted that they would face the Vikings. See you in 2 weeks. That was the comment he made. to Kelvin O'Conrad, the Vikings coach, Kelvin O'Conrad, after the Week 17 game. So, of course, social media dorks have to bury him for saying that, even though all he was trying to do is, say something nice to Kelvin O'Conrad. So that's kind of lame that the social media dorks attacked him. See you in 2 weeks, whatever. He was just trying to be nice. But this is fun, and this is exciting. I don't know if you guys heard this. Now that both teams have lost, word is the Vikings are going to play the Lions in Cancun.
In 2 weeks?
And the winner plays Dallas in the Cancun Bowl for the Cancun World Championship. So the season is not over yet. More cold-blooded comments from social media dorks. The Detroit Lions are a Matthew Stafford-type player away from being a real Super Bowl contender.
It just hurts to lose, man. And I don't care if you're the 7 seed, 6 seed, 5 seed, 1 seed, because I've lost at all of them damn near, and it stings and it hurts. So, it hurts.
That dude needs a hug.
He's an emotional guy, that's for sure.
I don't know why he takes it so seriously. It's just a game.
He tears up a lot.
I suppose it is what he does for a living.
Yeah.
Saw a picture of Jaden Daniels online, and it said only one man can save us from having to watch Jalen Hurts throw for 118 yards in the Super Bowl. Only one man. He is spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the Chicago Bears are going to hire that Ben Johnson offensive coordinator from the Lions.
Yeah.
You follow that?
Yeah. I think that's a good move for Chicago. They've got a young quarterback who's got potential, and Ben Johnson has proven that he can be very creative on the offensive side. So
only one man, Jaden Daniels, can save us from watching Jalen Hurts throw for 118 yards in the Super Bowl. And I mentioned earlier, as much as I'm sickened at this point by the sight of the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, it almost makes me as sick as the Kansas City Chiefs. I mentioned earlier that if Josh Allen can beat the Chiefs this weekend, he should be recognized as an American hero.
I bet a lot of people feel that way.
A medal should go around his neck.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't see the Chiefs game. I wouldn't watch it even if I was available to. As usual, there was an uproar from football fans about the way the referees coddled the Chiefs in that ball game against Houston. Anyone got a comment on that? Randy Shaver?
I did not see that game. I did read a little bit about the referee situation, but I really don't know enough to really give you a full comment about it. I guess I'm not surprised that the Chiefs got some sort of special treatment. But,
it says here there were multiple penalties, is how you say it, multiple penalties against the Texans for unnecessary roughness and roughing the passer on Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. I saw a couple of the replays. It was garbage.
It was horrible.
There was one in particular that was terrible.
They got within 2 feet of them. They were throwing a flag.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman, who was calling the game, thought it was weak.
Troy Aikman seemed annoyed with Mahomes, too, because, he'll do the thing where he'll run towards the sidelines and kind of stand there and wait to get some sort of late hit penalty.
Mm-hmm. It's NBA-style flopping is what Mahomes does out there, and it's unfortunate that that's the type of game he wants to play, but he knows that he's always going to get the benefit of the doubt. One comment was made from the NFL officials. They said, or from the NFL, about their referees in that game, and they said referees are instructed to call the roughing the passer penalty when in doubt, and that officials are gonna protect the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's one of the things about the modern NFL that turned me off years ago. The coddling of the starting quarterback. Oh, my damn. You cannot even breathe funny on the quarterback anymore. Randy, by damn Shaver.
I would say it's more they have been unprotected for many years as a player. If you look back at the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, those quarterbacks took an absolute beating.
Yes, and it was beautiful.
It's amazing that they are still able to walk today.
Yeah.
I understand the frustration, but I also understand why protection needs to take place on
yes,
those
but it's
guys.
gone too far, has it not? It's gone too far.
I mean, it depends on how it's called during the course of a game. I would say, from what I'm hearing about this Chiefs game, it probably went a little bit too far.
It's gone too far
in the Chiefs game.
It even pissed
Troy
Aikman off.
Troy Aikman's great. Troy Aikman he's dead honest in every game that he calls. There's no BS with him.
No, he didn't hold back, that's for sure.
And so I'll take him at his word that it was frustrating to watch because he's not going to make stuff up.
Janelle always regretted dating Jose Canseco.
She did.
Because Troy Aikman was available at the time. Haven't you said that before, Janelle?
I mean, regret's a strong word.
You were
Why
just trying
would
to
you
make him
pass
jealous.
up the opportunity?
Well, Jose was a big deal at the time. He was.
He's still a big deal.
He is. You miss him a little bit?
A little.
Yeah.
I can tell.
And this is funny, another one of these memes. Josh, here's an NFL referee wearing a Chiefs hat, and it says, breaking news. The Buffalo Bills were just called for roughing the passer ahead of their game this weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Those memes are always so great.
It's
the ones
so
of
bad.
Mahomes like making out with the ref.
And people have been,
that one's pretty good.
I saw that one. That was pretty good.
And NFL fans have been complaining. Now, I haven't watched a Chiefs game all year long, which is what has kept me somewhat mentally healthy. But NFL fans have been complaining about the preferential treatment to the Chiefs all year long. Chiefs fans don't want to hear it, of course, but open up your friggin' eyes, you know. Michael Jordan fans didn't like when he was given preference. They didn't like that to be called out, but it was painfully obvious what was happening. Just wake up.
Right.
By the way, the Houston Texans, who lost to the Chiefs there the other day, they became the first team in NFL history to outgain their opponent by 100-plus yards, not turn the ball over, and still lose a playoff game.
That's amazing.
Previous teams in that situation were 49-0. And we've joked around about this, too, on and off during the football season. There's black magic at play here or something, right?
Yeah,
this is Satan at work.
Yeah.
It feels like it sometimes because they just pull off just miracle plays and just seem to have all the luck on their side, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah.
By the way,
God, go Buffalo. Just please go Buffalo.
I agree.
There is really no
Honestly.
way. There's no way any of us will be able to stand it.
No.
If it's the Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl, forget about it.
Oh, and that week in between.
Forget about it.
Painful.
It's going to be miserable. Please.
Washington Buffalo would be such a godsend. It would be so much fun.
Yes,
be a
it would.
rematch of the Metrodome Super Bowl.
It would be. I was there.
No, the Redskins played in that Super Bowl.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the same team. Jesus.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No. I completely forgot that they were the same franchise.
Yeah, I thought that was a joke.
That's awesome.
No. I just forgot. I forgot. I thought they were two separate clubs.
1991.
By the way, speaking of Pat Mahomes, and I want to make sure Ashley's listening because you're a big fan of that Brittany Mahomes, right?
Yeah, just her biggest fan. Oh, gross.
They had a third kid a few days ago. You want to roll through the names here?
I already know, dude. It's so bad.
Oh boy. All right, so their latest kid is, and we're supposed to act like rich people don't think they're special. Golden Ray Mahomes.
Which is the favorite, clearly.
The first two are Sterling Sky and Patrick Bronze.
How do you think Bronze feels?
Oh,
awful. Awful.
Wait,
please change my name.
Golden and I'm Bronze. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Like, come on. What are you doing?
It's terrible.
Just use a normal name.
It's terrible.
What happened to the name? Just like, how about John? John's a good name.
That's a solid name.
Ravens tight end Mark Andrews didn't have his best performance in that game against the Bills.
I guess not.
No.
Again, I didn't see the game, but I read about it, saw the highlights. He fumbled on a big play, and he dropped what was a sure 2-point conversion that would have tied the ball game very, very late. Now, only older folks will get this, but Jackie Smith has returned in the form of Mark Andrews.
Jackie Smith.
So this Andrews guy who had such a terrible game, he had only dropped 32 passes in his entire NFL career, and only 3 coming into that playoff game against Buffalo. He hadn't fumbled since 2019.
I saw that stat. I was blown away.
And now he has this reputation.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's
poor guy.
That's really not who he is. He's very sure-handed tight end. He's one of the better tight ends in the league. It looked to me like it was a combination of falling down and trying to, brace himself and catch the ball at the same time.
Dude, exactly like Jackie Smith. Exactly.
Yeah, it just wasn't able to pull it in.
I feel great sympathy for the guy, Mark Andrews. And for you younger people, one of the 2 Super Bowls that the Steelers and Cowboys played in the 70s. The Steelers were up by 7, third quarter. Roger Staubach at quarterback for the Cowboys. They're on about the 15, 20-yard line, drops back, finds his tight end by the name of Jackie Smith in the end zone, wide open. And Jackie, just like this Mark Andrews guy, is sort of falling, and he cannot catch a ball that hit him directly in the chest. If you find the audio, I remember that so well. If you find that on YouTube, if you can find it, the announcer said something along the lines of, "Oh, my God, Jackie Smith has got to be the sickest man in America." He was so devastated by that drop. And I remember reading the autobiography of Thomas Hollywood Henderson, Randy Shaver. And some of you are saying,
the linebacker.
Yeah,
Great
some of you are saying, you read it was a school assignment. Thomas Hollywood Henderson was this buck-wild, cocaine-snorting linebacker for the Cowboys back in those days. And Josh, I believe he was dating one of the Pointer sisters, Wah-Wah-Wee-Wah.
Oh, lucky guy.
Okay? But after that game, Thomas Henderson said in his book he wanted to choke Jackie Smith to death for dropping that pass. But he said in that moment, Jackie Smith was kind of a red-haired looking, kind of a big oaf. And he said in the locker room, this tiny little red-haired little boy walked up and hugged Jackie. It was his son who looked exactly like him. And Henderson said, "Son of a bitch, now I can't kill him. He's got a kid. I can't kill him."
I can't preview this over you, but hopefully this is the correct audio.
Third 10. And they're behind. And they're going to throw.
Oh, he's got it wide
open. Drop. Veteran Jackie Smith. He's a great human interest story. 15 years with the Cardinals. First time he ever got a chance to go to the Super Bowl, signed by the Cowboys, and he let a sure touchdown pass get away.
He has helped them all year. I can remember playing a Pro Bowl in 1965 with Jackie Smith. Not many players play that long at that position. But what happens here? Roger Staubach's got all the time in the world. Jackie Smith is wide open. Nobody within 10 yards of him, and almost too far open. Too much time to think. Staubach pulled the plug a little bit. Now we're going for a 27-yard field goal.
Well, it must have been a different call.
Kurt Gowdy on the play-by-play. I don't know who was doing the color, but that's awesome.
I could try. Do you want me to try?
Oh, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
It's 3rd down and 3.
Is this the right one?
I don't know. I
Alice
really
at the
don't remember.
Pittsburgh 10. Roger back to throw. Has a man open in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Drop. Dropped in the end zone. Jackie Smith all by himself. Oh, bless his heart. He's got to be the sickest man in America.
There it is.
He probably still
Josh
thinks
always
about
nails it. Yes, what? Sorry, Janelle?
Oh, I see. He probably still thinks about it.
Oh, God, I bet he does.
He probably
And I'm sure
lays
fans
awake
do,
at 3
too.
in the morning and stares at the ceiling and replays that play over
And I'm sure people remind him.
Yes.
The Cowboys fans, football fans are such dicks. Yes, Jackie Smith, you bastard, I ain't mad at you. It happens to the best of us. By the way, Randy Shaver, Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Bills, did you know this? He's the latest dickhead to do the nobody believed in us gimmick after they won that game over the week. He did it, Randy. He really did.
All year, this team has heard we got no talent. We're too small. We can't stop the run. We're not good enough to compete. We've just put our head down and worked hard. I'm so proud of our defense. I'm so proud of our offense and special teams. What a complete win. Obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, we wish we scored a little more, so we didn't have to take it down to the fourth quarter like that. But that's a really good team. Credit to them as well.
Mm-hmm. All this team has heard is we got no talent, we're too small, we can't stop the run. No, it doesn't work.
I've never heard anybody say anything along those lines about them.
They were favored to lose the game. They were favored to finish third in the division.
But he said all season.
Yeah, they were favored to finish third behind the Chiefs and the Jets.
Save it. He's just like the rest of them. He's just like the rest of them.
He's not like the rest of them.
Yes, he is. He's just like Travis Kelce.
All right, that's far. That's far.
That's taking it too far.
That's hard to do.
He's not a cone.
But he just said he's a cone.
He's not a cone. Jackie Smith, by the way, is 84 years old.
Is he still the sickest man in America, you think?
Well, I hope not.
Well, his name's getting brought up today. I mean, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring him up. I feel
you're
bad
not the
now.
first one. There's articles being written.
really?
Yeah, they mention it too. So.
Oh, no.
Jackie, if you're listening, it's okay.
We love you, Jackie Smith, if somehow you're listening at 84 years old. Yeah, sorry to make the comparison, but it's what came to mind.
Yep.
You
No,
deserve
you're right.
better. It was a bad throw by Staubach.
I don't think
Wasn't even near.
It was a little wobbly.
It was wobbly. You know what, though? Now that I bring it up, bless Roger Staubach's heart. Well, he's dead, isn't he? I swear to God, he's dead. But I've made this mistake before.
No, he's alive.
Roger Staubach. Is he really?
Yeah.
I thought he was dead.
Killed a lot of people.
He's 82.
no, he's alive.
No,
I
he's
have-
got a birthday coming up.
Oh, he won't make it. I predict he won't make it.
He will not make 83.
Certainly not the first time I've made them. I always pronounce people dead. Roger Staubach, what a great teammate. When people asked him about Jackie Smith, he would always say, hey, it wasn't a good pass. So I think he tried to take the heat off of Jackie.
Roger Staubach was such a gentleman.
God rest his soul.
No, he's alive.
He's still alive.
I never.
And by the way, I can't think of a pass. I watched a lot of Roger Staubach growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of a pass where Roger Staubach was not on target. That guy, he was amazing. Such an accurate passer.
I wish I dated one of the Pointer sisters. My God. that of course, Thomas Hollywood. Someone look up which Pointer sister did Thomas Hollywood Henderson become romantically involved with in the 70s? If it was Anita, oh, my God. Anita Pointer was one of the sexiest women in the world.
The Cowboys had a couple of guys. They were kind of known as the team that had kind of the troubled guys, right? Hollywood Henderson, Dwayne Thomas, the running back.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, in the 90s, it only got worse.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was just going to say it was Anita that dated Hollywood.
It was
Henderson.
Anita?
Yeah.
There you go.
She was so excited, and she just can't hide it. She's about to lose control, and I think I like it. Oh, yeah.
The next line.
Oh, yep. God, here we go again.
The next line about this Henderson guy, it says, yeah, he dated Anita Pointer. He also wrote his first book about using cocaine while playing in the Super Bowl.
It was called Out of Control, the book. Like I said, I read it in high school. Yeah, he claims in the book he had a vial of cocaine tucked into his pants out on the football field playing in the Super Bowl.
I mean, if it works.
Remember when they sang that song about how they wanted a man with a slow hand?
Yeah. What did they mean by that?
I mean, that's me. I'm slow in every possible way. They were so sexy. They drove me and Cubby crazy when we were kids.
I bet. I love it.
The Pointer Sisters.
Hey, Josh, do you know that dream where you cheated on your wife?
The one my wife had, by the way, I didn't have.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was the lucky lady?
She didn't exist in real life.
Who were you dangling with?
It was not a person.
Okay.
It was an animal? Something.
That's
You're
funny.
an animal.
It's just some stranger that she happened to see on the street one day.
Your wife didn't say you were messing around with someone specifically.
No, but you know what she wouldn't give me? So I had asked, well, what were the dimensions, you know?
Must have been pretty massive.
And she claimed she was quite plain and unattractive.
That's always the case when I have those kind of dreams. It's always some uggo.
Yeah, you wouldn't cheat with an ugly chick,
Really?
Josh.
That's what I told her.
In your dreams, you only dangle with ugly people?
No, if I ever had like a dream that my boyfriend has cheated on me, it's always some uggo where I'm like, but dude, why?
I think that my wife has those same dreams. Every once in a while, she bugs me about a dream that I guess recently she told me she had a dream where the two of us were at a house party, and I just ignored the living hell out of her and walked out with 5-6 women hanging on me.
I literally had like the same exact dream about a week ago about my man.
I don't ever dream about her.
Honestly, the only dreams I have about him are like usually bad ones.
Talk about a guy digging the hole even deeper.
You see, I ain't scared like some of the rest of you punks. I can handle my business.
Oh, my God.
Randy's one of these walking on eggshell types.
I am not walking on
Oh, you're such a... You're a...
A cone.
A cone.
He's a cone. My wife, the couple people she's been jealous of are like the two least and I should have phrased this differently, but we were just talking about this actually. I told her those are the two least likely people I would ever cheat on you with. The two that made her worried for whatever reason.
Yeah, and then
she's bad at guessing that.
Oh, I remember this.
And then did you tell her the ones you're likely to cheat with?
Did you give her that list too?
Yeah, we had to take a break.
I remember you telling me this.
So I could come up with the other half.
There were two women that she was real women. We're talking about real life now. There were two real live, living, breathing women that she was concerned that you may cheat on her with these women.
Right.
And I remember when you told me the women, I thought, did your wife fall on her head or something?
Yeah, it's weird.
Number one, you would never do that.
No, I wouldn't. No matter who it was with.
You're the last dude on planet Earth.
100%. The guilt would be too strong for you to handle.
I could not handle that guilt. But yeah, but one of them was probably the worst person I've ever met, and I couldn't figure that out.
Can you write these down for me?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. A terrible person.
And phone numbers too, if you have them for Nick.
Well, if they're terrible women, I already have their phone number. Yeah, she accused, number one, just to accuse Josh. He's the straightest laced friggin' guy in town. Why would you ever worry about Cubby?
You don't go anywhere.
Yeah, you don't drink, you don't go anywhere. I mean, those are...
That's what I told her. I'm like, when would I have an opportunity?
Randy Shaver, it's been proven 99% of the time when a guy cheats, he's drinking and he's gone somewhere. Those are two things that you never do, Josh. The two women that your wife accused you, well, at least was concerned about you cheating with.
Yeah.
Two women, Dana's mom and Dana's mom.
Yes. Which I learned later was the same person.
Now, okay, he gave me the real answers. I'm clearly not going to say one of the names out loud, but I recognize the name, and you're right. She's one of the worst people any of us have ever met.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I say out loud the other girl's
Probably
name?
not.
Oh. I was wondering if it was the same girl that I know.
Wapple's mom?
Dang it!
All right. You got any comments on cheating, Janelle?
Not a lot.
No?
But
are you a pro, con?
Are you for it or against it?
I don't. So people are texting in their hall pass list. I don't even have anybody on that. I mean, my wife, it's the roster of the Timberwolves. She went to the Timberwolves game the other day, and she's been saying, we need to watch more Timberwolves games. I mean, if she had the opportunity, she'd leave me for Mike Conley Jr. in a heartbeat.
Understandable.
I mean, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Her list is insane.
She's already out the door.
I get aggravated sometimes. You know that I really, really like your wife. I always have.
Oh, she's the best.
But I get aggravated.
Except for that kind of stuff.
I don't know how ever once, for even a split second, you would question Josh on any damn thing.
Well, and there's times, too, where I have to say, like, you really think I could land that person? I don't think so. Even if you gave me a free pass, that's never going to happen.
You could land any woman you want.
Is that why in the dream there was no face to this woman? She was like every woman?
I don't know.
Faceless.
She just said she was unattractive. And I think she did that to hurt me.
Yeah.
And again, that was her dream. I had nothing to do with it.
Right.
I don't get it.
I'm sorry, Josh.
Hey, she's a cone.
The Pigs busted up their 3-game losing skid by beating Colorado on the road yesterday. 3-1 was the final. Next up, they play at home here against the hockey club on Thursday night.
Utah.
This is the week leading up to Hockey Day in Minnesota. This is the big week.
Everybody's
and there you go.
Yeah. Well, you know, I could tell you.
Isn't it in Shakopee this year?
Yeah, it's down by
This
Valley
is the
Fair.
week leading up to Hockey Day in.
And there's plenty of people that absolutely love it. My brother being one of them. I don't know if he's ever missed a hockey day in Minnesota.
He goes to all of them?
Oh, yeah, he loves it. Absolutely loves it.
There's the pond hockey championship this weekend in my neighborhood, and I'll go check it out if somebody can promise me there will be booze there.
I'm sure there'll be booze there, and you could bring
There's
some.
going to be hockey players there. I
Yeah, you can bring your own.
What's the projected weather for Hockey Day, Minnesota on Saturday?
Decent enough.
Yeah.
24-5 kind of a thing.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be Hockey Day in Minnesota, where if you took a sip of alcohol every time someone mentioned on television the deep, rich tradition, you will be dead. You will die so violently if you drink every time someone mentions our rich. Friday night, an NHL goaltender made history during the final minutes of the Penguins game against the Buffalo Sabres, Pittsburgh Penguins, Buffalo Sabres. The Penguins goaltender, some guy named Alex Nedajikjabov, he scored a goal.
He's going to have a goal at the empty net. Nedeljkovic puts it right. Alex Nedeljkovic then does his own version of the leap into the Penguins bench after he scores an empty net goal.
Right. But, of course, that's happened before. The way the guy made history is that he also had an assist earlier in the game. So he's the first goalie to record a goal and an assist in the same NHL game.
Wow.
Yeah. Who was the last goaltender to score a goal in an NHL game? Go! You guys are not ready for Hockey Day in Minnesota.
No.
You are not mentally prepared.
Not ready.
Or as Mark Tenorti, former North Star, Mark Tenorti said before they faced the Penguins in the 1991 Stanley Cup Finals, when Mark Tenorti said he wanted his teammates to be mentally ready.
Mentally readily.
Well, I read the article. I didn't want to jump in and spoil it.
You are not prepared for Hockey Day in Minnesota. Josh, tell him the last goaltender to score a goal in an NHL game.
Philippe Gustafsson.
I don't know why you call him Philippe.
Because my uncle calls him Philippe.
Oh.
And my uncle says Gazorbiak, or I can't remember.
Your uncle once said, again, for you hockey historians, 20 years ago, he said his two favorite members of the Minnesota Wild are Pasquale Dupree and Marian Gorbiak.
Almost.
And that's when we knew he was a hockey fan.
Oh, yeah. You know, he did watch a lot of hockey. Just he's one of those guys. He can never pronounce it. He'll put like a foreign spin on a name that's not foreign and vice versa.
My dad had a lot of troubles with the Twins outside of Joe Mauer.
Really?
He knew who they were, but he could not say their names.
Yeah.
This is a man, my dad, who once claimed that a girl called our house looking for me. Tall story. I had my doubts in the first place that a girl called looking for me. But when I asked her what her name was, he said, Snorkel.
What was the actual name?
I don't remember. This is 25 years ago.
Was it close at all?
No, because there is no name.
Yeah,
there is no girl.
Maybe I thought it was like she was an exchange student with a name that was a little unusual.
God knows what her name was, but my dad claimed her name was Snorkel. And I said, there is no one on planet Earth named Snorkel. And he said, well, that's what I heard through the phone. She said her name was Snorkel.
How old were you at this time?
19 or something.
I'm trying to remember when caller ID you probably didn't have it. I mean, even when it came out, we didn't have it. So you eventually found out who it was?
Oh, eventually, yeah.
They must have told you?
I don't remember who the girl was, but the old man, he had trouble, obviously, listening, and he struggled with the English language. You mentioned caller ID. That brings up another great story about the old man. Remember when it first came out, when the phone would ring, and if you had a little screen on the phone, it would say your friend's name or a company, right?
Yep.
Me and Big Al are sitting at the old man's house. The phone rings. He picks it up. He looks at the screen to see who's calling. And he says, well, who in the hell is Mick LaDusa? And we said, who? And he said, well, that's who's calling right now, Mick LaDusa. He hands the phone to Big Al. Big Al starts to laugh and says, it says McLeod, USA. So Big Al and I still joke around about a mysterious man out there named Mick LaDusa. State of hockey, my ass. Here we go. A Boston hockey mom allegedly assaulted a couple of referees after a high school game. I love and hate these stories at the same time. Of course, it's very exciting and fun when a crazed adult, loses their mind. That's fun for everyone involved. But, the anti-referee thing, we're all burned out on that. So apparently this high school hockey mom, she didn't like the way the game was called. She waited for the refs to come off the ice at the end of the game, and then she attacked them. There is cell phone video, but not of the attack. I guess there's video of the woman confronting them. Unfortunately, we don't get to see exactly, did she dump some karate kicks on these guys? What did she do? No one was hurt, but she's facing criminal charges.
Some of those hockey moms can get aggressive.
Oh, yeah, sure.
They can. Plenty of games where I was surprised it were the moms that were the more aggressive ones.
Oh, yeah. They go nuts. Moms and dads. We could tell stories on this all day.
Oh, yeah.
Timberwolves lost another close ball game. They just weren't as sharp when it mattered most. We've seen that once or twice this season.
I guess.
A lot of close games. But they're just not as sharp as they need to be when it matters most. Memphis beat them by 2. Edwards piled up a lot of points. Naz Reid piled up a lot of points.
Yep.
Edwards did have a chance to win the game with a 3-point attempt as the clock expired, but it was way off. Dante DiVincenzo can't play for a while now. He's got a toe injury. Well, just cut it off.
That's too bad because he was just put into the starting lineup and was playing well. I mean, that's a tough break for this team.
They play at Dallas on Wednesday night. I think Dinkus still hurt? Please tell me Dinkus is still. Oh, good.
He's still hurt. Yeah.
I just cannot watch that guy.
I think it's fair to say, more than halfway through the season, that this has been a disappointing year.
Of course,
for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Last year they kind of didn't really find their stride until maybe a quarter of the season had passed, and they kind of figured things out and really took off. I think we're all still waiting for that to happen. I'm not so sure it's going to. It just doesn't feel the same.
Sure doesn't, Randy Shaver.
I mean,
but I'll sit and wait for it.
Yeah. I mean, they shot the ball terribly yesterday in not just three-pointers, but overall. It's a struggle.
No, it certainly is.
Does Finch have to worry about anything?
No.
That's what I said a couple weeks ago. I'm still waiting on it. I mean, not like I want it to happen, but I'm still waiting on Finch being the scapegoat here.
I don't think so. I just...
Old nipples.
You know what? I'll say, it's to me, this is on the two superstars. This is on Edwards and Randall. These two guys have got to get this stuff figured out. And again, it's standing around. It's it's one-on-one basketball, and it's tough to watch.
You're tough to watch.
I know I am. That's why I'm not on anymore.
They pulled the plug.
Yeah.
Golden Gopher basketball.
Ray Christensen.
And when you say, do you realize you used to do an imitation of Sid Hartman on this program when you'd say, last year?
Last year?
You often start sentences with, last year. You've been inspired. Golden Gopher basketball plays at the Iowegians tonight. Game time 8 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. That's my Ray Christensen.
You forgot the funeral home.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. Brought to you by Washburn McCreevy Funeral Home.
Thank you.
I
love Ray. Okay.
At Washburn McCreevy, they'll treat you like family. Washburn McCreevy Funeral Home brings you Golden Gopher basketball.
Troy, Mona, and me.
And that's meant to be as respectful as possible because I was a huge fan.
Yeah.
All right. There you go, Randy Shaver. 20 below here in town. I know you get a kick out of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not celebrating too much on you guys today, though.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Dana here for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. We all know January is one of the coldest months of the year, and not that cheery, fun kind of Christmas cold. Nah, just the dark, dank January cold. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is well aware of this, and that's why they're offering $40 off a furnace tune-up to keep you warm during the Minnesota cold. The last thing you want is to be huddled around an iffy space heater you bought from some shady targeted ad. Oh, and how about this? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning has now been helping Minnesotans for over 95 years. So book your appointment now at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Hi, I'm Joe Saul-Sehy, host of the Stacking Benjamin Show. Every week, we talk about personal finance, saving, investing. And the thing that I've seen with very successful people, they just try more stuff. I like this tip. Leverage debt mindfully.
Biggest financial flex. They're all like, yeah, my dad's rich.
Just make sure your parents do good. That's all you got to do. You never knew personal finance could be this fun. All right, well, then how do you hold the budget together, OG?
Make more money. Do better.
And scene. Stacking Benjamins. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
KARE 11's Janel Klein.
This is the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, all right. What a scene. 8:31 here. It's a cold, cold Tuesday morning on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. But Jungle Jane is heating things up for us here on the Half-Assed Morning Show. It's that Norwegian heat. She's turning it all the way up. Hi, Janelle.
Hi.
And thanks again for coming in.
Absolutely.
They say yesterday was Blue Monday, supposedly the most depressing day of the year. Okay? Well, we all got to stay home and do jack squat, so I wasn't too depressed, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I had a good day yesterday.
But in response to this Blue Monday gimmick, a positivity campaign was launched in the Netherlands, of all places, wherever that is. They've launched a positivity campaign, and their goal is to not complain for 30 days. Okay? So
I'll get on board with that.
To combat Blue Monday when we're supposedly all sad and depressed, we're supposed to go positive for 30 days, 30 smooth days in a row, no negativity. You're on board with that,
Yeah.
Josh?
I mean, I might whine about it, but I'm not going to complain about anything for 30 days.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I complain. My boyfriend would probably, or fiance now, would say that I complain quite a bit at home.
Do you really?
About like the state of the world. Yeah.
Well, some people that if they're not complaining, they're not talking.
Right.
And I think they know that's how they socialize.
That's all they have to contribute to anything.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Yes, some people, it's their entire persona. Everybody complains, but it's just there are some people who take it to a level where it's just almost unbelievable that they cannot stop bitching about every single last thing. We all complain, but there's a higher level.
Definitely. I've been pretty bad lately too with the no nicotine thing. Everything just makes me so angry.
It's still bothering you?
Yeah, it's rough.
Well, just pick up another bad habit to replace it.
That's a great idea.
Some folks get over it quicker than others, the nicotine thing. Okay, so here's the thing. The person who came up with this positivity campaign says it's a way to shift your perspective from all the whining, moaning, and negativity. Sure. They're calling it a campaign, but of course, once it hits social media, it's called a what? A challenge.
Oh.
It's a challenge. Are you involved in the, what did I call it? Are you involved in the positivity challenge? Can you pass me a note in gym about the positive? That's impossible to, at least I think it's almost impossible to go 30 smooth days without a single complaint. You'd have to really.
That would be hard.
You'd have to gut a lot of feelings.
It's just like such small little things too. Like, oh gosh, yeah, it is just stupid cold out today. You complained, you failed.
Okay, you're right. That would be tight. I mean, I think for complaining, I think it's a little different, but you're right. That would technically fall under that category. So, but Nick, you've got willpower. You could do it.
Are you kidding me?
You do. If you want to. I mean, that's the difference, right? When you set your mind to do something, you've got enough willpower where you can stop. I mean, you quit chewing, something you've done since in the womb, I think, and just to do it for a month.
Yeah, I made it a month and a half or whatever. I struggle with it to this day. Josh, now that you mentioned it, I guess I have willpower in certain situations. In others, I'm absolutely hopeless and helpless. But so, apparently when you get the urge to complain, if you want to fall in line with this 30-day campaign, they say when you get the urge, you're supposed to stop and think, why am I grumbling right now? Is it necessary? Do I have a reason to complain compared to someone who's much less fortunate? Sounds very religious to me.
If I think about that every single time, I'm going to think in my head, you know what? Yeah, I have the right to complain about this. This is stupid.
You're going to talk yourself into your negativity.
Yeah.
What if? So, and I know it doesn't say, but I wonder if you can complain about yourself if you're disappointed in something you did or screwed up. Probably not, right?
Probably not.
Because maybe that's a part of this.
That would be where you might trip up.
Yeah.
Complaining about yourself.
Yeah, I've already started that. So, but I want to give this a shot.
All right, well, keep us posted. It sounds like a tall damn order. But again, if you complain an average amount of time, don't feel bad about yourself. Everybody does. But there, again, and it is so difficult to be around somebody who can just never, ever be happy.
Even if they have legitimate reasons and you're concerned for them or you have some empathy, you're right. If it's all they've got.
All they got.
Yeah, you can always find something to be happy about, right?
It's an energy drain.
Sure. You can always find something to be happy about, Ashley said. All right.
Oh, really? Name one thing.
Oh.
No, I already failed.
Because my life sucks eggs. Name one friggin' thing.
Fault.
You're above ground. You're alive. Yeah, well, that still sucks.
I'd rather be dead.
Because if I was dead, then my... All right, some of you like cutesy stuff. I'm not a cutesy guy, but I'll take one for the team. A 13-year-old's bucket list is going viral online.
Has anyone here ever made one?
No.
Me neither.
No.
When I was younger, yeah. That used to be like a trendy, cool thing to do.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, several years ago, they even made the movie about it, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty popular, I guess.
that word, that wasn't even a term until 15 some odd years ago.
That's the first time I heard it.
And then it became the most popular thing, and like a lot of phrases and whatnot, it became the most popular thing.
That
around,
movie messed me
and then it went away. What?
Did you say lame?
That movie messed me up. That was so sad.
Never saw it.
I haven't either.
Never saw.
Heartbreaking.
So
stuff.
a 13-year-old's bucket list is going viral online. Heartbreaking movie? Oh, maybe I'm drawn to it now. The kid's parents posted it and said something along the lines of, I've realized I need to rethink my entire life. I don't know what that means. Anyway, a 13-year-old kid's bucket list is popular online. I can't imagine. I can only guess what my bucket list would have involved when I was 13. It probably would have been meet Kiss, meet Ozzy, meet Van Halen, smoke a fat blunt, and touch a girl. That's just a guess as to what my...
The touch a girl thing would definitely be on there for me.
Yeah.
And meeting all those rock stars, certainly.
Here we go.
Being a professional guitar player, I wanted to do that.
Here is what the kid put on his bucket list. Again, a 13-year-old. You'll find some of this, I'm sure, just straight up adorable. Get a full taxidermy alligator. He wants a full dead alligator.
That would be pretty cool.
In his possession.
Yeah, you put it by the entryway so people can sit there when they take their shoes off.
Dude, cool, Josh.
Go to New Zealand.
That's a weird, for a 13-year-old, that's a weird choice for a 13-year-old.
I was thinking maybe he's really into Lord of the Rings. That's where they filmed it, because a lot of fans go and tour it.
When I was that age, that's probably around the age I started telling my parents I wanted to go on a honeymoon to Ireland, because I thought honeymoons were the only time you ever got to go on a big, elaborate trip like that.
You know, if you don't go to Ireland pretty soon, I'm going to lose my temper.
I need to go there.
Why don't you please go there? I don't know where this kid is from, but he wants to go to New Zealand. You been there, Janel Klein?
I never have.
I hear it's awful warm.
I think it'd be great. I think that's a heck of a flight.
Yeah. One of my oldest bros went to Australia once, and he said he came very close to pulling his own arms off of his body and beating himself to death with them, if that's possible.
Yeah.
Because it was so much time in it. This kid wants to become a published author. You ever thought about sitting down writing a book, Josh? You're a very educated man. You've won writing awards when you were in school.
Well, you're just talking about the 3 times I was a statewide Martin Luther King Jr. poetry winner from 1986 to 1989 and published in an enclosure of a park bench in Minneapolis. I don't think about that a lot.
No, I was talking about the other thing.
Details.
I was talking about the other thing.
Yeah, I don't even remember the details on it.
Here I thought saxophone was your only talent.
Saxophone, yeah, I'm known to rip a couple of sax riffs out there.
Also award-winning, right?
Do you have the award-winning poems still? Could you do maybe a dramatic reading of them on the air?
I remember you read them on the air years ago.
I have them somewhere.
You read one of them on the air years ago. It was terrible.
But who are the other kids in this contest?
Have you ever sat down and, what's the word I'm looking for, jotted out maybe the first couple paragraphs of a book?
Yeah, I started a couple ideas. That sounds douchey.
No, it does not, because I
couple
asked.
ideas. My dad was a writer, and so I thought, especially when he passed, maybe I'll write something kind of in his honor. So, yeah, I have a couple.
I bet you'd be really good at that.
What were the ideas? A story about your dad's life?
One was about dads in general.
Yeah.
One was about loss.
Loss?
Yeah, so I have a couple in there.
See? It's not douchey. You got the talent for it. It'd be one thing if we started the show and you said, "You guys know that I once started." Of course, I asked, so you're fine.
Josh, were the poems rhyming, or were they just kind of more?
Yes, they were rhyming.
Oh, like
and
lyrics?
this was our school made us do it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly,
made us do it.
Well, they did. I didn't want to do it. I was in school. And
you sit your ass down and write a book.
Yeah, they wanted us to write stuff for various things, and I was pretty surprised.
So, what was the poems like? What was the topic of the poem?
Chicks.
Martin Luther King.
Oh,
I thought it was chicks.
So there was a ton. There was a ton, but the ones that I won were Martin Luther King related.
Janelle, I could surely see you being an author.
Well, I mean, I like to write. I don't know what I would write about.
Write about Faribault.
Chicks.
Oh, write about chicks.
I mean, I'm sure
I'd read that book.
Have a perspective.
Write a book called Faribault Chicks.
Babes of Faribault.
All right, we're rolling through. I could never write a book. But if I ever did, it would be the life story of my buddy Todd. And it would be the most fascinating story any of you have ever heard.
I feel like you could write a book because you're such a good storyteller.
About Todd?
About anything.
I want to write it about Todd.
Okay, what's his deal?
He's the most reckless, out-of-control human being that has ever lived.
Still?
Well, not anymore. Now he's the size of a house and sits in a garage, smokes cigarettes, and drinks beer all day long because he doesn't have a job. But if I wrote a
Sounds
book
like a Todd.
about Todd from the time he came out the chute until about 15 years ago, everybody would buy it. You wouldn't believe any of the stories, and they're all true. So maybe look for me, maybe after we're done with this miserable business, look for a book in the bookstores is how you say it, called Todd. Just his picture on the cover of the book will make people buy it. Okay, we're rolling through. We got to take a break here in a minute. A 13-year-old kid made up a bucket list. We got to talking about books because one of the items on the bucket list was become a published author. This kid must be, I would imagine, paying attention in school because a stupid 13-year-old kid would never come up with this. One of the items on his bucket list, he wants to discover a new species.
Oh, that was one of my goals, especially when I was younger. I thought that was super cool, how there's like so many undiscovered species and different minerals and stuff in different parts of the world that people never even discover because they become, I guess, real one day, and then by the next day they've already been like wiped out or destroyed by their environment.
Who is this?
Nerd!
Who is this that's talking right now?
It is so cool, and you can name it whatever you want if you discover it.
You discover it and name it weed.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But there already is weed. And you'd be like, no, this is weed.
Weed 2.0?
Weed 2.0. It's a rock. I call it weed, a mineral. This kid wants to eat an octopus, so maybe he's not the smartest kid in the world.
Can those kill you?
They will.
We talked about it, yeah.
Yeah. They get stuck. If it's a live one, they get stuck in your throat because of the tentacles.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's no fun. Nobody's got time for
Didn't it almost kill the deep in The Boys?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Oh, that was a sad moment, wasn't it, for people to watch The Boys?
I guess I don't know what to make of this
His
kid.
friend.
This kid sounded educated when he said discover a new species, but next on his bucket list, he wants to eat an octopus.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
He also wants to befriend a bear cat.
Don't be doing that.
I want to drive one.
Speaking of driving, next on his list, he wants to get a cool Jeep.
Bear cats are so dangerous.
Yeah, I know. They don't even look cute or
Well, yeah, that's
anything.
why you want to have it on his side. He wants to befriend them, not be enemies with the bear cat.
You know, the SWAT vehicle, the Bearcat, I sat in one. One of the coolest things I've ever done.
That is so sweet.
Was that on one of your ride-alongs?
I can't say one way or the other how that happened. It could have been at a fair. It could have been on a ride-along. Could have been anything.
This kid wants to have a YouTube channel.
A lot of kids want that.
Yeah, it seems pretty easy to accomplish
That's
that.
all the kids want is a...
KARE 11's Janel Klein.
This is the 93X
Oh, God.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, we're getting her done here. Soon we will all be in our frozen motor vehicles on our way home to get under a heated blanket. Almost wrapping things up here on the Half-Assed Morning Show. Janel Klein is here. The bucket list. We are sifting through a 13-year-old child's bucket list.
Which I bet Dana sounds exactly like if you were to create one today.
I was gonna say, I've accomplished a lot of ones that I probably would have had as a kid, as a 13-year-old, like owning my own arcade machine, things like that.
That's pretty cool, Dana.
Great. I bet that would be on a lot of kids.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one.
Mm-hmm. Now, this kid's mother propped her child's bucket list up on that soulless social media so we can go back and forth with it. What did we cover so far? The kid wants to get a full taxidermy alligator, go to New Zealand, become a published author, discover a new species, eat an octopus, befriend a bear cat. At times, this kid sounds more like 4 than 13. But anyway, get a cool Jeep, have a YouTube channel. That's what we covered so far. The kid also wants to prove the existence of goblins.
That's the one that threw me the most.
Cute. Oh, love that.
Where do you suppose he would have gained a fascination for goblins? Is there a popular show cooking right now, or is there anything behind it that you can think of?
Goblins and Harry Potter.
Never saw it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that because he also wants to meet the author of Harry Potter.
Oh, meet J.K. Rowling? That's the author? Okay, well, then that must be the connection there,
Yeah,
Cubby.
there's goblins in Lord of the Rings, too, so back to the New Zealand thing.
Goblins in Lord of the... What about New Zealand?
Because he wants to travel to New Zealand, and that's where a taping of Lord of the Rings takes place.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it's probably a combination of that, right?
All right, more of this type of thing. He wants to become the world's leading expert on a fantasy book called Redwall. Must be the modern-day Dungeons and Dragons, is my guess. I don't know. It's a fantasy book, so I guess it could be anything.
I've never heard of it.
Well, you're not 13.
It looks really
and
good.
living in whatever country that we don't even know where this kid is from.
The main character is like a little mouse that's a knight. Cute.
That's just hilarious.
I bet his name's Redwall.
Okay.
Why would you think that?
We will put money down when we have the time on what the mouse's name is. He wants to legally change his name, this kid. Do you know anyone who completely changed their name from the one that their parents dumped on them?
Yes.
Me too. I know one.
You probably know the other one then, too. I'm sure you're talking about somebody else, but we worked with somebody who changed her name.
Legally changed their name to their radio name?
No, this is...
Oh, gosh.
She's the former front desk lady.
Oh, yeah.
The one that wanted...
What?
Earmuffs, Janelle. The one that wanted me to pull her hair.
Yeah.
In the mists of romance.
Passion. She picked the wrong guy, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I would have snatched every hair right out of the top of her head.
Yeah, I couldn't.
How did that conversation
I gave it
go?
a tug. Janelle, I could barely do it.
No, he couldn't do it. Okay, I remember her. Funny gal, fun gal.
Hilarious.
Again, she picked the wrong guy.
One of the
wanted to have
coolest
some
people.
rough action, but...
One of the coolest people I've ever met.
Why? Do you remember why she changed her name?
She just wanted to kind of have a do-over, I guess.
First, last?
First.
Just the first?
Yeah.
So she kept...
Well, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know if she ended up changing. She talked about changing her last name, but when we knew her, she had changed her first name.
Now, folks are doing this now when they change their identity, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yep.
Which, go ahead, knock yourself out. That
yeah. My cousin did.
Okay.
I wasn't even considering that.
But what Josh and I are talking about are people who just did not like the sound of the name their parents gave them. Now, of course, it's nothing that's keeping me up at night, but the one individual that I personally know who changed not only their first but their last name, just simply because they did not like the sound of it, that always struck me as kind of disrespectful to your folks. But that's just me.
My parents gave me the opportunity to change my name when I was a kid.
That's nice of them.
My name's Dana, and I got picked on a lot as a kid.
Your name is Dana?
Yeah, it is.
I thought you changed it to Dana because the original was worse.
I just dig how you felt the need to establish that fact to it. Yes, your name is Dana.
I was wondering who was talking.
Yeah.
It sounded like an AA meeting. Hi, my name's Dana.
Were they serious about this, or they just wanted to see what cute names you came up with?
No, they were serious. They said, if you're serious about it, you want to change your name, we'll go through the process and do that for you. Because there were a couple girls in my grade named Dana. I got the heckled about it all the time. And I said, well, they asked me, what would you want your name to be? And then here's where conversation stopped. I said I wanted to change my name to Nintendo, and they said, okay, now, kid, you're fine with Dana. Go on.
So they must have had second thoughts.
I think they just felt bad for me.
They weren't committed.
They were really kicking your ass in grade school. Huh?
they were. Yeah, they were getting after. I was getting peppered pretty good.
So they, I've looked it up. Redwall is the universe they live in. Wapple. It's not the name of the mountain.
Dang it. Dumbass.
So you can write your own now.
Well, we never got around to making any bets, so you're all right. Yeah. So anyway, back to changing your name. This individual that I know that went first and last, and the name that they came up with was very rock star.
Oh, gross.
I knew this person's parents, and I always kind of felt bad for the parents because, I mean, that's the surname. You know, of course, that can change with marriage, but I just thought kind of disrespectful to your ancestors.
Yeah.
But I'm old school that way.
Was that the intent? Was the person trying to get away from the family?
I don't think so. No. I think, like I said, it was just, they just didn't like the sound of it.
Because
they thought it was dorky sounding.
A friend of a friend took their significant other's last name, a guy, because he hated his family, didn't want his last name anymore.
My brother and his ex-wife, they combined their last names. I always thought that was kind of a weird
That's
move.
how you know when you're dealing with a guy who can't stand up for himself.
I got a buddy
who did that probably, same thing. Yeah.
So the Boner and the Rific family became Bonerifics?
That's how the bloodline started.
I get what you mean about the disrespect thing, though, Nick, because, like, I feel weird about because I'm going to change my name to my fiance's last name, and it feels weird. Like, it feels like disrespectful to my dad to be like, yeah, I don't want your last name anymore, Dad.
Maybe change your maiden name, make it your middle name.
Yeah, or hyphen. You could hyphenate
Yeah, hyphen it.
My mother did that.
That's pretty cool.
She changed her maiden name to her middle name at one point or another. I should probably tell you that this individual that I know that changed not only their first but their last name, they're not listening. Dude was born with the name Bucky McShribbledick.
Oh, are you serious?
Wow.
That's tough.
My maiden name would be Steve Harris if given a choice.
Dude. All right. What else did this 13-year-old kid put on his bucket list? He wants to get married someday. Fair enough. Join the misery like the rest of us. He wants to save an animal species. So earlier on his bucket list, he wanted to discover a species. He wants to save a species as well.
Oh, I hope it's the albatross birds.
I
watched a really sad.
You had one at the ready, actually.
Oh, I bet a lot of people are setting their phones down going, whoa, I guess Ashley said it. I don't need to text that now.
I watched a really sad documentary about those birds the other day.
You are the oddest
man.
person in the room right now. Janelle, argue with her now, because I know you have a favorite species that you'd like to be saved. I can't believe you'd bring up the albatross birds when Janelle is so passionate about this other species that she'd like to be saved. She wants to save the
polar bears,
the red-footed
the
booty
turtles.
I had a thought. There was a girl who it was probably the closest that instead of my wife that I was going to marry. I mean, it just seemed like it was going to happen.
The girl that you were possibly going to marry.
You knew her.
Sure.
And she said she wanted to keep her last name for everything you said, Ashley, just to kind of, keep the family name alive and stuff like that. And I thought, well, that is a wonderful sentiment. Of course, I'm not going to stand in the way of that. The last name, Smith. So I had to tell her, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
Risk of losing the Smith name.
Yeah, it's like a Johnson or something like that. They're going to be there, but that's your call.
Did she have any passionate views on the albatross birds?
She never said anything about it.
And their perilous journey and desire for survival. Okay, the kid wants to go on a fossil dig. The kid wants to go snorkeling with a shark. He wants to make a movie. He wants to meet an alien. He wants to become a millionaire. And finally, on this 13-year-old kid's bucket list, this is probably the one we've been waiting for. One day he'd like to beat someone up.
Good for him.
And that's a perfect order, because once you become a billionaire, you can make someone disappear if you want to.
Yes, you can.
He wants to beat someone up. It's an overrated experience. If I could give this kid any advice, I think back to all the soft-ass fools that I've tuned up in my life. It's only slightly satisfying to beat somebody up. It isn't quite what you'd expect.
You're not telling the kid not to do it. You're just preparing him for his expectations.
Don't think it's life-changing. When I think back to all the fools that I've had to straighten out, I didn't feel all that good about it when it was over. Except for that one dude, Josh. Remember the guy?
He had it coming.
Yeah, he had it coming in a big
You
way.
probably should give him another one.
Oh, God, yes.
Follow up.
It's been a few years.
Follow up.
Sometimes there's sequels like that.
Ding dong. Remember me?
It's time for your follow-up meeting.
Yeah. All right, Janelle. We got to get going again. Have you had a good time?
I always have a good time.
We love having you in.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for having me.
Best ever. Right there, Janel Klein.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor. Dana here for Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. We all know January is one of the coldest months of the year, and not that cheery, fun kind of Christmas cold. Nah, just the dark, dank January cold. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is well aware of this, and that's why they're offering $40 off a furnace tune-up to keep you warm during the Minnesota cold. The last thing you want is to be huddled around an iffy space heater you bought from some shady targeted ad. Oh, and how about this? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning has now been helping Minnesotans for over 95 years. So book your appointment now at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.